Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, just about 1 year ago, Jack Benny started on a trip to New York. He rushed down to the Union Station to find out about the chief or the super chief. But the only information he could get was...
Train leaving on track 5 for Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
Last summer, Jack went to Germany to entertain our boys in the armed forces. As he waited for connections between Berlin and Nuremberg, he heard a voice say...
Dass diese Leute Tagfunk erhuten Todesstunden verboten für Anaheim, Azusa und Cucamonga.
2 years ago, when Jack was on a lonely island in the South Pacific, he was hiding behind a palm tree, watching the natives do their tribal dance.
Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
Suddenly, one of the natives spied Jack behind the palm tree. He advanced toward him with a sharp bolo knife. It was a tense moment as the native said...
Got any gum, chum?
No. Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga. Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a man who just last week was appointed honorary mayor of these 3 California cities, Jack Benny.
Thank you, Don, and thank you, my loyal subjects. You may sit down now. Thank you.
Oh, Jack, that was certainly a great honor bestowed on you. How does it feel to be mayor of 3 cities?
Oh, it hasn't changed me a bit. I'm still the same lovable Jack Benny that nobody can stand. You know, Don, this is the first time in history that one man was ever mayor of 3 cities at the same time. It's quite an honor, you know.
I agree with you, Your Majesty.
Mary, don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it. What about you and those new cards you had printed? Fiorella H. La Benny.
Well.
And walking around on your knees to make yourself look shorter.
Mary, I wasn't trying to imitate LaGuardia.
You were, too. You even tried to set fire to Betty Grable's house so you could be the first one there.
First one there. You're just jealous because I have influence now.
Some influence. Tell Don what happened this morning when a cop stopped us for speeding.
What was it, Mary?
Jack stuck his head out of the car and said, "Listen, buddy, you may not know this, but I happen to be the mayor of Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga."
And what happened?
The cop gave him 3 tickets.
Now, wait a minute. Apparently, you kids have no respect for the importance of my new office.
Now, Jack, you know that isn't true.
Come in.
Collect telegram for Jack Benny, $1.19.
Oh, here you are, son. $1.19 for the telegram, and here's $1 for you.
Gee, thanks very much.
I wonder who this telegram is from. It must be important if they sent it here to the... Come in.
Pardon me, Mr. Benny, I forgot my bicycle.
You didn't forget it. I bought it. Now go.
Okay, but you're going to look silly on those 3 wheels.
This telegram's from Fred Allen. He says, "Dear Jack, have almost finished judging the I Can't Stand Jack Benny contest letters. We'll have the winners in time for your next Sunday's broadcast. Stop. I know I've said a lot of nasty things about you, but after reading all those letters, I realize that I'm the only friend you've got." Stop. It's amazing how so many people can call you such big things with such small words. Some of them hyphenated yet.
Say, Jack, do you think Fred Allen will pick up one of his relatives as the winner of the contest?
Gee, I hope not. Although Allen's relatives sent in twice as many letters as anybody else.
Twice as many? How could they do that?
Mary, when you're swinging by your tail from a tree, you can write with both hands. And thanks for asking. Now, come on, Phil. Phil, let's have a band number. Phil.
Phil isn't here yet, Jack.
Good. Let's sneak the band number in before he gets here. Hey, you over there.
Me?
Yes, you. You lead the orchestra.
But I'm the janitor.
Just wave your broom. Those guys won't know the difference. Believe me. Now go ahead, will you? That was A Little Fond Affection, played by Phil Harris's orchestra and conducted by the janitor waving a broom, proving that Mr. Harris belongs to the wrong union. Say, janitor, how'd you ever learn how to lead a band?
I used to play with Phil Harris's orchestra.
You did? Well, what made you become a janitor?
I got ambition.
Oh, I should have known you were a musician. It's the first time I ever saw a broom with a mouthpiece. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction...
Hiya, folks. Your future looks bright because Harris is here and there's good news tonight. Oh, yes, there's good news tonight.
Well, the prima donna finally arrived. Good afternoon, Maestro.
Hiya, Jackson. Sorry I'm late.
Sorry, sir. Look, Phil, if you knew you were going to be late, why didn't you phone me?
Phone you? Are them things working?
Certainly, the government intervened. Now, when you dial O, you get President Truman. And, Phil, from now on, get here on time and cut out those loud entrances. I want a little respect around here.
Respect? What's eating him, Livy?
Him has just been made honorary mayor of Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
Well, I begged you to accept my humblest apologies coupled with my heartiest felicitations, Your Worship.
Thank you, Phil, but you don't have to curtsy.
You know, Jackson, this is quite an occasion. This calls for a drink.
Never mind.
But, Jack, Phil's going out of his way to be nice.
Out of his way. Mary, all you have to do is say, today is Tuesday, and Phil says, oh, boy, what an occasion. This calls for a drink. Believe me, if I were the mayor of this town, I'd fix guys like Phil by putting on a curfew.
Hey, Jackson, say that word again.
Curfew.
Gesundheit. Oh, Harris, you've got your own teeth, but you're clicking all the time.
Phil, who writes your material?
Madman Muntz.
I knew it couldn't be the smiling Irishman. Now, let's get on with
Hey, Jackson, how do the people of Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga feel about you being appointed their honorary mayor?
Well, I don't know, Phil, but Rochester's down there right now sort of feeling out the pulse of the citizens. In fact, he's conducting a poll. Now, let's forget about me and get on with the program, because tonight, in answer to many requests, we're going to continue with our radio version of William Pearlberg's 20th Century Fox picture, State Fair.
Request?
Yes, our listener wants to know if my prize hog, Blue Boy, will win the blue ribbon at the fair. Now, Mary, you'll be Ma Peabody, my wife. Phil, you'll be Zeke, my neighbor. Larry, you'll be my son. And Don, once again, you'll be my...
Now, wait a minute, Jack. I don't want to play the part of a pig.
Well, why not?
It's not believable. I don't look anything like a pig.
Well, maybe... Don, take off your glasses a minute. There, that's better. And now we'll continue our play where we... I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Rochester, I'm glad you called. Did you talk to the people in Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga?
Uh-huh.
Well, what do they say about me being appointed honorary mayor?
Are you sitting down?
Yes, now tell me, what do they say about me being mayor? What was the overall opinion in the three towns?
Well, Anaheim is blaming Azusa, Azusa is blaming Anaheim, and Cuca is blaming Monga.
Cuca's blaming Monga, but that's all one town.
All I know is half the people are dressed in blue, the other half in gray, and their battle song is Love in Bloom.
Oh, my goodness. Are they shooting?
No, they're just beating each other over the head with violins.
Beating each other with violins?
Anybody around here with a bass fiddle is a general.
Rochester, where are you phoning from?
I ain't phoning, I'm using my walkie-talkie.
Walkie-talkie?
I'm in motion, boss, in motion.
Rochester, if things are that bad in Cucamonga, what happened in Azusa?
I don't know, but I mentioned your name in Anaheim, and 2 trees threw their oranges at me.
Oranges?
That was the naval artillery.
Now cut that out. Rochester, you're making this setting up. You can tell me about it when you get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye!
I hope Rochester gets here on time to go on request performance. I don't want to lose the commission. Now we pick up where we left off last week. On our way to the state fair, Ma, Pa, Zeke, Sign, the pigs, and the mincemeat are all on the wagon. Let's go.
Giddy up, Dobbin. Come on, Nellie. Giddy up.
Take it easy on them horses, Pa. They're plugging as hard as they can.
Say, Lemmy, no wonder your horses are having such a hard time pulling this wagon. Look at what your son is doing back there.
Where? Son, stop dragging your head. Stop.
Well, gee, Pa, Ma told me to do it.
Well, that's ridiculous. Dragging your head.
No, it ain't, Pa. When he drags his feet, he wears the shoes out.
Well, go right ahead, son. You need a haircut anyway. Say, Zeke, how do my pigs look back there?
Oh, they're all right, but I still say they ain't gonna win no prizes.
Oh, they ain't, huh? Just look at them beautiful pigs. Hello, Esmeralda. And how do you feel, Blue Boy?
Oink, 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 oink.
He ain't even looking at you, Pa.
Blue Boy, I'm over here. Put your glasses on, you silly pig. Yes, sir, those are two of the finest pigs in Kumquat County.
Maybe so, maybe, but I still say, Lemmy, they ain't gonna win no prizes.
Well, we got a $5 bet on that, ain't we?
Yeah, we got it bet, but you ain't put up your $5 yet.
Oh. Well, here's my money.
Hey, Lem, you must have had this $5 bill a long time.
What do you mean?
It's got a picture of Lincoln lying on a bearskin rug.
I got that when they first came out. They knew he'd grow up to be president.
Hey, Pa, look up ahead. All those tents and banners there.
Yep, we're almost there. Giddy up, Dobbin. Gosh, Ma, ain't it exciting here?
It sure is, Pa.
All right, folks, step right up and I'll guess you'll wait for a dime. One dime, win a Cupid doll.
Looky, right this way for the girly show.
All right, folks, now gather around. Here you are. Get your genuine solid gold 17 jewel switch watch move wristwatches for only 39 cents.
Hey, I'll buy one of them watches, mister.
Now, there's an intelligent man. Here's your watch, mister.
Okay, here's your money.
Now, gather around, folks. Get your genuine solid gold.
Hey, wait a minute. This watch don't look very shiny. It don't look like gold.
You say the watch ain't shiny? You say it ain't gold? Tell you what I'm going to do. For only 1 thin dime, the 10th part of a dollar, I'm going to sell you a bottle of marble. Marble, the only jewelry polish on the market that contains irium.
Well, okay, if it's only a dime, give me a bottle. Here's a quarter.
And here's your bottle. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. Get your solid
Hey,
gold
what about
set.
my change?
Jewel Swiss movement wristwatches for only...
Hey, what about my change?
Get away from me, bub, you bother me. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these watches are
I ain't
genuine
going to wait till I
solid
get
gold.
my change. You're just a big crook.
You say you didn't get your change? You say I'm a crook? Tell you what I'm going to do.
You ain't going to do nothing.
Oh, come on, Lem. Stop making such a gall-darn shamil of yourself.
Okay, let's go over.
Say,
and-
Pa.
Huh? Son, we're off the wagon. Stop dragging your head.
Well, it ain't his fault, Pa. He's got the wrong tongue laced in his shoe.
Oh, yeah, doggone it, that happens. That happens every time he dresses himself. Now, what do you want, son?
I'm a-getting hungry.
Okay, you wait here with your ma and Zeke. I'll be back in a minute. Now, let's see. Where can I get something to eat? Ah, there's a hot dog stand.
Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Just the way you like him and the whole red top.
give me 4 frankfurters, please.
4 puppies coming up.
Not so fast, mister. Is the meat fresh?
Woohoo! Is the meat fresh? When it arrives, we don't even cook it. We just take off the jockey and lead it into a bun.
Now, wait a minute. You mean these Frankies are made out of horse meat?
Come here a second. Confidential, and don't breathe this on anybody.
Uh-huh.
When you're going to the races and you see a horse running with blinders on his eyes, he don't know where he's going, but we do.
What?
Yes. You know, in one race in Santa Anita yesterday, the bugle gave a bugle, the bell gave a ring, 8 horses started, and only 3 came back.
Well, that's funny. What happened to the other 5?
Pickle in the middle and the mustard.
Now, wait a minute. I recognize you. Didn't I see you selling hot Frankies at the Rose Bowl game?
Yeah, it's quite possible. You know, every New Year's I'm spending in Pasadena.
I thought so. How'd you get way out here?
Well, I was rooting for USC, and the Alabama team chased me.
Well, it's a good thing. Good thing those Alabama boys didn't catch you.
Didn't catch me. Hoo. You think I always had the southern accent?
Well, you better give me my hot Frankies. My folks are waiting for me.
Good. Here you are.
Let me taste one. These don't taste so good. They're too tough.
You say they don't taste good? You say they're too tough? Tell you what I'm going to do.
Never mind. I'll take them anyway. Here's your money.
Thank you. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Just the way you like him and all that.
Well, here's your hot dog.
Say, Paul, I'm going to take my mincemeat over at the judge's stand. See you later. Come on, son.
Hey, Zeke. Now that Moore's gone, let you and me go over to the girlie show.
Well, now you're talking, Lemmy. Come on, let's go.
Looky, right this way, boys, and see Fifi Latour, the dancing girl. She shakes in every muscle. She shakes in every joint. If you think Mildred Pierce did something, step on the inside and see what Fifi does.
Come on, Zeke. Let's go in.
Okay, Lem.
Hey, I wonder if the dancing girl this year is going to have a balloon or 7 veils.
I'm prepared for either one. I got a pin and 7 matches.
Well, let's go in. 2 tickets, please.
There you are, and remember, no climbing on the runway.
Come on, Zeke. Here's a couple of good seats right here, Zeke.
Can't we get any closer?
We're on the stage now. Hey, Zeke, here comes Fifi going into her dance. Look, Zeke, she's only walking up and down the stage.
Yeah, but that kind of walking accentuates the positive.
You said it. Look out, she's winding up. Whoops. Look at her. She sure can do it. Look, she's dancing over this way again.
Hey, Lem, pick up your hat.
Sure is a high kicker. Here she comes again. Look out. Hey, Zeke.
What?
I bet Moore's a better cook than she is anyway. Yes, sirree. Hey, shall we wait for the next show, Zeke?
Love it.
Why, Lem, you cute Peabody. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Now, you come right out of here.
Okay, Moore, let go of my ear. I'm a-coming.
While you boys are wasting your time in here, my mincemeat won first prize. And so did Blue Boy.
Yippee! You see, Zeke, I told you we'd win.
And, Pa, do you know what the first prize is?
What?
A round-trip ticket to Anaheim, Azusa, and Cucamonga.
Well, I'll be doggone.
For singing the stars are bright above.
This is NBC, the... The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, today is January 27th, the day that the winners of the I Can't Stand Jack Benny contest will be announced. Last night, people all over the country went to bed wondering if they would win part of the $10,000. So let's go back to last night, to the home of the man who is going to give away all that money.
I don't know why I let myself get into this. That's a lot of dough. There ought to be some way to get out of it. I wonder if I could...
Oh, boss.
I could go to Mexico. Nah, that's too close. Say, I've got it.
Boss, if you're thinking what I think you are, it's impossible.
Impossible? What do you mean?
They can only send messages to the moon. People can't go there yet.
Rochester, I'm not running away. I'm just thinking about, my next summer's vacation.
Then why did you pack your bags this afternoon?
You must know I just threw some old clothes in those suitcases to send to the people in Europe.
I know, but the one you sent to France is addressed to Pierre Benny.
That goes to an uncle of mine in Paris. Now forget it.
Okay. But look, it's only $10,000. Why do you want to run away to Paris?
Look, Rochester.
No use hiding in those sewers, boss. They'll find you.
Rochester, cut that out. I told you I'm not going anywhere.
All I know is when I answered the phone this morning, a man said, "This is the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe," and he wasn't singing.
Look, Mr. Jones, if you're, Van Jones, rather, if you're insinuating that I'm worried about giving away the $10,000, you're sadly mistaken. The letters of the contest have all been read, the winners will be announced, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm not even thinking about the money. Now, it's getting late, so I'm going to bed.
My watch is slow. What time you got, boss?
$10,000. I mean, 10,000 o'clock. 10,000. Now, stop confusing me. I'm going up to bed.
So am I. Good night.
Good night. And, Rochester, don't put the cat out tonight. With this meat shortage, you can't tell what'll happen. Well, good night, Rochester.
Good night.
Rocket now leaving on track 2 for the moon. Rocket now leaving on track 5 for Mars, Venus, and Cucamonga. Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment allez-vous? Oui, Pierre Benny. We have been expecting you. We have a room for you in the sewer. $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000, $10,000. Did that scream frighten you, Brutus? No, Caesar, let's get out of my gap. All right, but let's not frighten him to death, because then he'll be one of us, and I can't stand him. your Jack Benny, the man that nobody can stand.
Stop laughing at me.
Nobody likes you, and you know it.
Why can't I get laughs like that on my program? Why?
Don't be impatient. You've only been on 14 years.
Stop tormenting me, do you hear? Stop!
We don't have to torment you. You're going to do it yourself. Tomorrow you have to give away all that money. And if you don't, do you know what they're going to do to you? They're going to tie you to a post, throw branches around it, cover you with gasoline, and then take your two old tired-up legs and rub them together.
What?
And then they're going to tie you to a horse and drag you all over.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Boss!
Huh? Oh. Well, I'm glad you came, Rochester. Just had an awful dream. I dreamt... Rochester, what are you doing with your suitcase?
I had the same dream, and I'm going with you.
Wow. Thanks for your loyalty. And take off that beret. We're not going to Paris. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
The big ham.
What? What'd you say, Don?
I said I love Spam.
Oh. And now, get a load of Diet Smith Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight...
Oh, no, you don't, Jack. When anybody else is late around here, they have to have a good excuse.
Mary's right, Jackson. You're late.
Well, I couldn't help it. I was so tired. I didn't get much sleep. I tossed and turned all night.
Oh, that happens every time Margaret or Brian beat you at hopscotch.
What are you talking about? I beat her 3 out of 5. It was something else that upset me.
Say, Jackson, it couldn't be by a slight coincidence that you didn't sleep last night because today you have to give away $10,000. Could it, little Nancy?
What $10,000?
The contest money, you know.
Oh, that. I forgot about it.
Forgot about it. When Phil mentioned it,
Phil?
I got to do it all over again.
Go ahead. I'll take the first line. I forgot about
it. Forgot about it? Mm-hmm. When Phil mentioned it, your face turned white, your lips turned blue, and your stomach turned over.
That wasn't worth going over it again. Mary.
And the way your Adam's apple popped out, I thought it was going to announce the time.
Announce the time. All right. Why shouldn't I be upset? Bad enough giving away all that dough without having a guy like Fred Allen tell me who to give it to. What a judge.
Well, Jack, I think Fred Allen's a great judge of humor.
You do, eh? Well, I'll say one thing. His program has helped the good neighbor policy.
Helped the good neighbor policy? How?
Well, when Allen's program comes on the air, so many radios start clicking off that South America thinks we've taken up the castanets.
All right, but now that you're here, let's cut out this silly stuff and announce the winners of the contest.
Mary, I don't know who the winners are, and I won't know until Steve Bradley, my press agent, gets here. I think I'll call his house and see what's keeping him.
Say, Mabel, what is it, Gatesfield? Mr. Benny's line is flashing. Yeah, I wonder what Dorian Gray wants now. I'll take it. Yes, Mr. Benny. Steve Bradley at Crestview 67071. Huh? I'm sorry, Mr. Benny, but on local calls we can't reverse the charges. I'll call you back when I get the number. What did he want, Gatesfield? He wanted I should get him a number. Say, Gatesfield, did you enter Mr. Benny's contest? Well, I almost did. You see, I started to write in 50 words why I can't stand Jack Benny. Uh-huh. And by the time I finished writing, I sold it to Universal, and they're making a picture out of it starring Boris Karloff. What a character that Benny is. Ain't it the truth? I'll never forget the first time I went out with him. We were sitting in the park in the moonlight, holding hands, and suddenly he whispered in my ear and asked me for a lock of my hair.
Gosh, how romantic.
Romantic nothing. He made a toupee out of it.
Why, Mabel Flapsaddle. You're just making that up.
No, it's the truth. Say, Gertrude, did you ever go out with Mr. Benny?
Sure I did. And gee, I'll never forget our first date. He showed up wearing a pair of wooden shoes.
Wooden shoes?
Yeah, when he says Dutch treat, he ain't kidding.
You said it. You know, Gertrude, one day Mr. Benny asked me if I'd like to be on his radio program.
He did?
Yeah. He wanted to put me in pictures, too, but that's an old gag.
No, it ain't. Mr. Benny has a lot of influence. He got me a part in that picture last weekend.
Last weekend? What did you do in it?
I stuck the labels on the bottles.
Gee, Gertrude, I saw the picture, but I didn't see you.
I know. After the first day, they fired me and hired a wet sponge. What a career.
Operator. Oh, Gertrude, did you get Mr. Bradley for me? Oh, he doesn't answer. All right, we'll keep trying.
What happened, Jack?
I don't know. Bradley isn't home. I wonder if he could be at... Oh, there's the telephone.
Correct. Now, would you like to try for $8?
What?
I have a lady in the balcony, Doctor.
Ask her if she got a friend. Now, cut that out! Everybody wants to be a comedian. I don't know why it is, but every time you say something or other... Hey, that must be Steve Bradley. Hello?
Hello, is my daddy there?
Your daddy? Oh, this is Phil Harris, the little girl. How are you, honey? This is Mr. Benny.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Are you really going to announce the winners of your contest tonight?
That's right.
Oh, goody. I can sure use the money.
Did you send in a letter?
I sent in 25 letters.
25? My goodness, how did you think up so many things?
Well, one night Mommy and Daddy had some people over to dinner.
Uh-huh.
Your name was mentioned, and I wrote down everything they said.
Oh.
Mr. Benny, how did you ever learn to skin a flint?
Well, you take... Never mind, honey. I'll let you talk to your daddy. Now, Phil, your little girl's on the phone.
Okay.
And she told me that you and your friends have been talking about me.
Uh-oh. Hello, baby.
Hello, Daddy. I called to tell you that...
Now, just a minute, sweetheart. I want to tell you something.
What?
Don't ever tell people things that happen at home. Especially Mr. Benny. I might get fired.
But, Daddy, you said that after Mommy made 2 more pictures, you were going to quit anyway.
She hasn't made 'em yet. Gee. Now, what are you laughing about, honey?
I'll bet Mr. Benny would sure be mad if I told him what you did last Tuesday night.
Tuesday night? What did I do?
You listened to B-O-B-H-O-P-E.
Look, baby.
And you laughed, too.
Not so loud. Oh, honey, you're getting me in trouble. You're taking the bread and butter right out of your own little mouth. Now, what did you call me for?
Well, Daddy, you left home today without giving me my arithmetic lesson.
Your arithmetic lesson? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, look, baby, I'm sorry. Look, I'll give it to you right now over the phone. Have you got a paper and pencil?
Uh-huh.
All right, now listen, and we'll do it together. That's all I got time for now. Bye, baby.
Goodbye, Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, next Sunday we're going to have as our guests Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Coleman and one of the world's greatest violinists, Isaac Stern.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight Jack Benny is taking Mary to a concert at the Philharmonic Auditorium given by one of the world's greatest violinists, Isaac Stern. As we look in on Jack, he's at home dressing for the occasion.
Rochester, I still think they're a little too short. They barely reach my ankles.
Maybe I can let the cuffs out.
No, if you left the cuffs out, they'll be too long. Liable to drag. Gosh, I wish they fit better.
What's the difference, boss? After you put your pants on, who sees your underwear?
Yeah, I guess so.
You're certainly going to a lot of trouble getting dressed tonight.
Well, Rochester, all the important people in town will be at the concert. After all, Isaac Stern is one of the world's greatest violinists.
Oh, come now, boss. You'll play the violin as good as he does.
No, I don't, Rochester, no.
Oh, yes, you do.
I do not.
Well, I think so.
Rochester, you've never even heard Isaac Stern.
Well, take advantage of it, boss. Take advantage.
Oh, I see. Well, you know, Rochester, maybe if I had followed my musical career, it might be me giving that violin concert tonight. Me, Yasha Benny. I can just picture the scene. As I walk out on the stage, the spotlight falls on me. Me, Yasha Benny. Confidently, I lift my violin and tuck it under my chin. I raise my bow. 5,000 pairs of eyes are staring at me.
Say, Yasha, you better put your pants on.
Oh, yes, help me. You know, Rochester, it's a little unfair. I have to go through life being a clown, a buffoon, while inside, deep down inside, I have a yearning for the finer things.
You could have some of those things, boss, if you'd just loosen up a little.
I suppose so, but then, again, you do have to think of the future. After all, Rochester, I haven't got much money.
I don't know. Every time I turn your mattress over, Wall Street drops 3 points.
Rochester, let's drop the subject and just help me get ready for the concert. Hand me my dress shirt.
Here you are, boss. White tie or black?
A white tie, my tails, too. Haven't worn this suit in a long time. How do my tails look?
Pretty good, boss, but you shouldn't have had the tail starched.
Starched? Well, I figured it would hold them in place.
I know, but when you bend over, you look like a sparrow.
No, I never thought about that. Come in. Oh, hello, Phil.
Hiya, Jackson. Well, look at our little boss all dressed up. My. What new drive-in is opening tonight?
Phil, I'm not going to a drive-in. I'm going to the Philharmonic. Isaac Stern is playing.
Yeah? Against who?
Against nobody. He's a soloist. He plays the violin. You know, it wouldn't hurt you to go to a concert once in a while. Never saw a guy take less of an interest in his profession.
What do you mean, no interest? You know darn well that I'm a musician.
Phil, just because you have a picture of Petrillo tattooed on your chest doesn't mean you're a musician. You and that band of yours.
Now, wait a minute, Jackson. You've been riding my boys long enough. My orchestra is not as bad as you so unprovocatively infer.
What? Huh?
No, you don't. I ain't going to try that one again.
No, Phil, go ahead. I'd like to see how it comes out the second time. I mean, go ahead.
Okay, my orchestra is not as bad as you so unprovocatively infer.
Say, that's pretty good. Phil, where'd you pick up that word? Phil, answer me.
Wait till I get this knot out of my tongue.
I thought it would throw you. Well, it's getting late. I gotta leave now. Meet Mary in front of the auditorium. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Don Wilson.
Oh, hello, Don. What do you want?
Well, I heard you were going to Isaac Stern's concert tonight, and I was just wondering if you could get a couple of tickets for me.
Well, I don't think so, Don. It's been sold out for weeks.
Oh, gee, that's a shame. I'd love to go. I'd even pay double the price.
Well, I'm afraid it's... You would? Well... No, Mary's probably dressed already. I mean, I'm sorry, Don. There's nothing I can do for you.
Well, thanks just the same, Jack. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, Don, I want to congratulate you for being chosen by the editors as radio's best announcer. And Rochester, you can have the rest of the night off.
Thanks, boss.
When will you be back?
Tonight, I only got 35 cents. You can't lose a weekend on that.
I guess not. Goodbye. Here I am, Mary. Here I am, right over here.
Okay, Jack, just a minute. I'm sorry, sailor, but he showed up.
Mary, come here. Who are you talking to?
Oh, some sailor. His boat just anchored at Hollywood and Vine.
Well, here we are, Mary, at the Philharmonic. How do I look?
Certainly dressed swanky for the concert. White tie, top hat, and a bag of peanuts.
Well, I thought you might enjoy something after the show. You know? Let's go in.
But, Jack, the main entrance is around the corner.
I know, but I got to go backstage and see Isaac Stern first. Come on. I wonder where his dressing room is. Maybe it's around here someplace. This must be it right here.
Come in.
Mr. Stern?
Yes, I'm Isaac Stern.
Mr. Stern, this is Miss Livingston.
How do you do?
How do you do?
And I'm Jack Benny.
Jack Benny?
Yes. You see, when I heard you were giving a concert in Los Angeles, I sent you money for 2 tickets, knowing that you'd get me the best seats available.
Oh, yes, Mr. Benny. I have the tickets right here. Here you are.
Thanks. Wait a minute. These tickets are $1.10. I distinctly remember sending you...
I did my best, Mr. Benny, but the house was sold out, and they didn't have any more seats available at the price you requested.
Oh.
So I added 30 cents of my own money and bought
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Stern. I hope I didn't impose on you too much. You see, you being a concert violinist, naturally I felt that we have something in common. Yes, sir.
We have something in common?
Yes, Jack's violin has 4 strings, too.
Mary. Mary, please.
Jack, give Mr. Stern the 30 cents you owe him and let's go.
Oh, yes. Just a minute. There you are. 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There you are, Mr. Stern.
Thank you.
Okay, Jack, put on your shoe and let's go.
Yeah. Goodbye, Mr. Stern, and thanks for getting my tickets.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Come on, Mary.
Tickets, please. Hold your own tickets.
There you are.
Thank you. Stairway to your left, please.
Come on, Mary. Oh, Usher, where are these seats?
Stairway to your left, please.
Come on, Mary. Oh, Usher, where are these seats?
Let me see. Row A, seats 3 and 5. You see that last aisle over there?
Oh, yes, good.
Well, take the stairway right next to it.
Oh, my goodness. Gosh, what a climb.
Oh, Jack, I can't go on. Give me another peanut.
There you are. Oh, Usher.
Yeah?
Are these seats in this balcony?
Yes, right over here.
Gee, this is awfully high, isn't it?
We used to think so, but now they can reach us by radar.
Don't be funny. Just show us to our seats.
Follow me. Here you are. Your seats are right here.
Thank you. Say, these seats are all right, Mary. I can relax and put my feet up on the railing.
And you better take your hat off. The spotlight will burn a hole through it.
I'll watch it. Say, Mary, we may be in the top balcony, but at least we're in the front row. Can you see the stage all right?
No, but I got a wonderful view of Catalina.
That's a painting on the wall. Here, have a peanut.
Gee, there's sure a lot of people here tonight.
Yeah, this place is certainly... Hey, Mary, look. Look way down there. Isn't that Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Coleman?
Where?
Way down there below us, to the left of that cloud.
Ronnie, weren't we lucky to get such good seats?
We certainly were, Benita.
Well, I do hope Mr. Stern plays the Mendelssohn Concerto.
Well, now, let's see. He's going to play a sonata by César Franck. Then, oh, yes, here it is, the Mendelssohn Concerto. And he follows with La Campanella by Paganini.
Which one of those numbers do you like the best?
Oh, it doesn't make any difference to me. I just came here to get away from Chicory Chick Chilla Chilla. That I know he won't play.
No, Jack, that isn't Mr. and Mrs. Coleman.
I'm sure it is. Oh, Ronnie! Ronnie! Benita! Yoo-hoo!
Jack, everybody's looking up at us with their binoculars.
Let them look. Just jealous because we know the Colemans. Oh, Ronnie! Ronnie, yoo-hoo!
Ronnie, isn't that Jack Benny up there trying to get our attention?
Yes, it's embarrassing, but don't look up.
Well, maybe we should at least wave to him. After all, he is our next-door neighbor.
Benita, that is a situation which the housing shortage prevents me from doing anything about.
Going to so much trouble to attract your attention. He's dropping little bits of paper. Oh, he's dropping peanut shells.
If he spits, there's going to be trouble. What's he doing way up there, anyway?
Well, perhaps his doctor recommended a higher altitude.
Where he's sitting is cheaper than the Alps.
It's higher, too.
Yeah, so it is.
Well, anyway, dear, he won't be throwing any more peanuts.
Oh, how do you know?
I just got hit on the head with the bag.
Remarkable. He must be using a Norden bum sight.
Isn't that awful, Mary? I just can't seem to attract their attention. Oh, Ronnie! Ronnie, Benita, yoo-hoo!
Jack, don't lean so far over the rail.
Ronnie, yoo-hoo!
Yes, isn't it awful? He just won't give it up.
I beg your pardon, sir, but I think there's somebody trying to get your attention.
No. My attention?
Yes, that man up there hanging from the rail by his heels.
Oh, yes. You know, Benita, I thought that the horn blows at midnight would keep him home for a couple of years. Well, then, I guess some people don't know when...
Ronnie, what was that thing that just fell in your lap?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
What is it?
A toupee.
A toupee. Do you think it belongs?
I'm afraid so. Look at the laundry mark. and look what it says right below it. If lost, will finder please read the lost and found columns in the Beverly Hills newspapers. The article in question will be referred to as a cocker spaniel with a cold nose and a part on the side.
Oh, look, Ronnie. They're starting to dim the lights.
Oh, darn it, I almost had their attention. Oh, look, honey, they're starting to dim the lights.
Don't get fresh, mister. I happen to be here with an escort.
Mary, it's me. It slipped off.
Well, put your hat on, you look awful, and be quiet. The concert's about to begin.
Yeah, here comes Isaac Stern now. Bravo, bravo, encore, bravo!
Yeah.
Love and bloom, love and bloom!
For heaven's sake!
Chicory chick, chilla, chilla! Chicory chick! Quiet up there, quiet!
Have your checks ready for your coats, please. Have your checks ready for your coats.
Boy, here's my check.
Oh, no, you don't, Bob. I was... Ronnie!
Jack, old boy. What a surprise seeing you here.
Yes. Wasn't the concert wonderful?
It certainly was, and I loved the Mendelssohn Concerto.
Well, I did, too. However, I felt that he had just a little too much pizzicato in the andante. Didn't you?
No.
Oh. Well, it sounded that way by the time it got up to me.
Here are your coats, gentlemen.
Thank you. Well, good night, Jack. My best to Mary.
Good night, Ronnie. Give my love to Benita.
I will. Oh, by the way, Jack, did you lose a cocker spaniel?
Why, yes.
Well, don't worry. Here, Lassie has come home.
Thank you. Goodbye, Ronnie.
You know, Benita, I think that's one of the finest concerts I ever heard.
It's absolutely wonderful.
I say, this isn't my coat. There must have been a mix-up at the cloakroom.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive I had. Certainly. Look at the label. Why, this is Jack Benny's coat.
Jack Benny's?
Yes.
Oh, well, tomorrow they will have to... Well, Ronnie, what are you looking at?
Huh? Oh, it's this dress book I found in Benny's coat pocket.
A dress book?
Yes. You know, he's always boasting about his influential friends. Well, listen to this first name. Gladys Zibisco, Gladstone 0338.
Gladys Zibisco.
Here's a note he's written alongside her name. It says, "Do not kiss too hard, has pivot tooth." And listen to this next name, Marcella Fink. And then he has in parenthesis, approach from the right. She's left-handed.
Oh, he has such interesting friends. Oh, what's that? Folded sheet of paper that just fell on the floor.
Well, Benita, look, it's one of his contest letters.
Oh, you mean the I Can't Stand Jack Benny contest?
Yes, and there's a little notation on it that says, this letter was written by Carol P. Craig, Sr., and won first prize.
First prize! Oh, Ronnie, I wondered what the winning letter was right. Read it, please.
All right. It says, I can't stand Jack Benny because he fills the air with boasts and brags and obsolete, obnoxious gags. The way he plays his violin is music's most obnoxious sin. His cowardice alone, indeed, is matched by his obnoxious greed. And all the things that he portrays show up my own obnoxious ways. Now, you know, Benita, that's very clever.
Yes, it has such a good thought behind it.
Yes. And all the things that he portrays show up my own obnoxious ways. You know, Benita, maybe the fellow that wrote this letter is right. The things that we find fault with in others are the same things that we tolerate in ourselves.
That's so true, Ronnie.
It certainly is.
Say, Jack, wasn't Isaac Stern wonderful?
Absolutely terrific.
Jack, I'll make you a sporting proposition.
What is it?
I'll break my leg if you'll break your violin.
I will not. After all, Mary, say, wait a minute. This isn't my coat. I've got on somebody else's coat.
What?
Look at the label. It's Ronald Coleman. Funny, I must have a mistake at the cloakroom. I wonder what he's got in his pockets. Oh, for heaven's sake, Mary, look. Isn't this cute?
Well, what is it?
A yo-yo. That's sweet. Good night, folks.
From Palm Springs, California, the Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, may I recite a little poem? Last Thursday was St. Valentine's Day, the day when love is in bloom. It's also Jack Benny's birthday.
Nobody leave this room.
Hello, folks.
Thank you. And, Don, let me tell you something. I'm very proud of the fact that I was born in February, the same month as George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Just think, Washington, Lincoln, and Benny. The first big three. George, Abe, and Jack. And you know, Don, it was just a stroke of luck that I arrived in February. I was supposed to be born in March.
In March? Well, then how come you were born in February?
Well, the stork was flying south for the winter, and he didn't want to come back just for me. It's a long trip, you know.
Well, anyway, Jack, congratulations on passing another milestone.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, how old are you now?
37. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
37? Why, Jack, you said you were 37 last year.
And now, ladies and gentlemen...
And the year before.
And now, ladies
and... the year before that, you said you were 37.
Don, when you're happy with something, why leave it? Anyway, a lot you care. You didn't even come to my birthday party.
Well, I'm very sorry, Jack. I got your invitation, but I had to go back to Los Angeles.
Oh.
And, Jack, there was one thing about the invitation I didn't quite understand.
What was that, Don?
Well, it said, you are cordially invited to attend my birthday party on Thursday, 15/34/11. What do those numbers mean?
They're the sizes of my shirts, underwear, and socks. I knew you'd want to bring something. I used to put RSVP, and what did I get? Nothing. So from now on, I'm not taking
Hello,
any...
Jack. How you doing?
Oh, hello, Mary. Hello. Say, Mary, Don and I were just talking about my birthday party. We had a lot of fun, didn't we?
Yeah, you should have been there, Don. We played charades and post office and spin the bottle.
Yeah.
And then we played blind man's buff. And you should have seen Jack when he was it.
Oh, what'd he do, Mary? Tie a handkerchief around his eyes?
No, he just turned out the lights. He figured he'd have fun and save money at the same time.
Same time. Your sister Babe would have fit in blind man's buff there.
Then about 11 o'clock, we all got hungry, so Rochester brought in Jack's birthday cake.
Oh, birthday cake, huh? How'd it taste?
I don't know. By the time we took all the candles off it, I wasn't hungry anymore.
Mary, just be glad that I sent you an invitation to my party, that's all.
Say, Jack, I meant to ask you about that invitation. It said, you are cordially invited to attend my birthday party on Thursday. SOS. What did SOS mean?
Short on socks. I always have to remind you. I always have to remind... Oh, for heaven's sake, that's the cue for Phil Harris. He's not even here yet.
Well, maybe he's at the Lone Palm getting potted.
I don't care. I don't care where he is. We've got to get on with the show. Mary, you take his lines.
Oh, Jack, I can't read Phil's lines.
Mary, we can't hold up the show. Now, go ahead and read Phil's part. I'll give you the cue again. Short on socks.
Okay, folks, here's your favorite pixie. Harris is here, and he's right from Dixie. Appreciate me. Appreciate me.
Phil, I wish you'd stop coming in here with those corny entrances. And another
Hey,
thing...
Jackson, I got a joke that'll murder you. Ask me what the wallpaper said to the wall.
Phil.
Go ahead, ask me.
All right, Phil. What did the wallpaper say to the wall?
You may be plastered, but I'll stick to you anyway. Oh, Harris, you're like a strong theater seat. You never let the audience down. Love it, love it, love it.
Now, Phil, the next time...
Ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of those who tuned in late, the part of Phil Harris is being played by Mary Livingston.
Well, it's no use, Mary. Even you can't say those kind of jokes. Let's have a song from Larry Stevens while we're waiting for Phil. Oh, Larry.
Here I am, Mr. Benny. Say, Mr. Benny, I want to thank you for inviting me to your party. I sure had a good time.
At my party? Larry, I didn't see you there. When'd you come in?
When you were playing blind man's buff.
Oh, did I say hello to you?
No, but you kissed me twice.
Oh. Well, kid, when you get a little older and grow a beard, I won't make that mistake. Now, let's have a song, Larry.
Okay. By the way, Mr. Benny, there was one thing I didn't understand about that invitation you sent me.
What was that, kid?
Well, it said you are cordially invited to attend my birthday party on Thursday. GTD-TKWIN. What does that mean?
Go to Desmond's. They know what I need. Sing, kid. And thanks for the bicycle clip. It was just my size, by the way. Thank you very, very much. That was Larry Stevens singing Let It Snow. The title is really Let It Snow, Let It Snow. You're supposed to say it twice. But we have a very long show, and if we take up too much time, the tobacco auctioneer at the end of the program will have to hurry, and you won't be able to understand a thing he says. So in view of the fact that we're trying to save time, I had to change the title of Larry's song from Let It Snow, to Just Let It Snow. And now, folks...
That line was originally ladies and gentlemen, but the genius cut it down to folks.
Yes, we save wherever we can. That's why I changed the title of Larry's song...
Okay, folks, here's your favorite pixie. Harris is here, and he's right from Dixie. Appreciate me, you lovely suntan dude.
Phil, we couldn't wait for you any longer, so Mary did your routine. Now go sit down.
Wait a minute, Jackson. I got a joke that'll murder you. Ask me what the wallpaper said to the wall.
Phil, Mary did that joke.
I don't care who did it. Go on, ask me what the wallpaper said to the wall.
All right, Phil, we'll do it again. What did the wallpaper say to the wall?
You might be a little cracked, but I got designs on you. Oh, Harris, they ought to put a slot in your head because your brains are like money in the bank. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. What kind of language is that? How do you like that?
Ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of those who tuned in late, aren't you glad you're you?
Phil, you're supposed to do what we rehearse and not bring in any new stuff. I got designs on you. Where'd you get that joke?
Well, I hired myself a writer, Jackson. I found him right here in Palm Springs.
A writer?
Yeah, he lives right over here on the Indian reservation.
Phil, I know Palm Springs is crowded, but why is he living on... No, I can't ask him. Mary, you do it.
Okay, Phil. Phil, I know Palm Springs is crowded, but why is he living on an Indian reservation?
Because he's an Indian.
I knew it. Phil, I don't know where you find him, but I never heard of an Indian writer.
Well, I think you're wrong, Jack. Some Indians are very good writers.
Sure, Jackson, this guy I've got not only writes jokes, but he writes commercials.
And now, folks...
Ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of you Indians who tuned in late, my face is red, too.
This is the craziest program we've done yet. What are we aiming at?
4:30. 7:30 in the east, you know?
Say, Jackson, we better start getting sharp or we'll hear about it at 5:30. You know, that's when Fred Allen comes on.
Phil, when you mention Fred Allen on this program, you must be closer to retirement than I think you are. I heard his program last week. While he was telling a joke, a long word got stuck in his nose sideways, and he held up the show for 5 minutes. Don't tell me about Allen.
Oh, Jack, you're just mad because his picture is better than yours.
Mary, that's no comparison. Everybody's picture is better than mine. Now, let's forget about that ill wind from Allen's Allen. It's time for a band number. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay, boys, filibuster.
That was Sweetheart, played by Phil Harris, and his sweetest music this side of Roger Stable's orchestra. And that's a...
For the benefit of those horses who tuned in late, Rogers Stable is a stable owned by Rogers.
Roger. Thank you. Now, come on, kids. Let's keep the show moving.
Well, what's the hurry, Jackson?
Well, I'm having some important people over for dinner tonight, and I don't want to be late. See, Rochester's calling for me. By the way, Mary, remind me to pick up some salami on the way home, will you?
Okay.
Oh, Jack, I meant to ask you about Rochester. Is it true that he was lost for 2 days out on the ocean?
Yes. He was out in a boat near Catalina.
Yeah, I read about it, Jackson. I heard it on the radio, too.
Yeah. Funny thing, I didn't know anything about it until it was all over.
You didn't?
No. When I found out about it last Wednesday, I was home taking my violin lesson. You know, I still have my music teacher, Professor LeBlanc. Anyway, here's what happened.
No, Monsieur Benny. Once more, you have made the same mistake.
I'm sorry, Professor LeBlanc. Shall I do it again?
Yes, and this time, please, take off your gloves.
Well, the strings are cold. All right.
No. Mon Dieu, conscience, sacre bleu. Monsieur Benny, please tell me something. How long have you been playing the violin?
Well, ever since I can remember, I was a child prodigy.
I do not believe it.
That I was a prodigy?
No, that you were a child. Now, take it again, please.
Okay.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Play it bright and not so dull, sir. This what gave me my ulcer. This time soft just like a pillow. What have I done to Petrillo?
How was that?
Very good. Here.
Oh, boy, another gold star. You know, Professor, someday I may be a great violinist.
You should live so long, and you already did.
Now, listen.
Child protege.
Well, I was. My father made me start playing the violin when I was 7.
Oh, so your father made you take up the violin?
Yes.
And where is your father now?
In Florida.
The coward. And now, Monsieur Benny, I guess the hour is up.
No, it isn't, Professor. When we started the lesson, I set the alarm clock. It'll ring when the hour is up.
All right. For this I left Lockheed. Now, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
Well, how do you like that? He didn't even wait for me to pay him. Oh, well. I wonder if I should keep practicing. No, I can't stand it anymore. Oh, gee, I wish I hadn't told Rochester he could have a couple of days off. He does everything for me. So tired of sleeping with my clothes on. Well, I guess I'll turn on the radio.
I'm the Whistler. I walk by night.
Gee, that Whistler scares me. And I've got such a nice painting of his mother. I'll try and get something else.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you nearsighted? When you're having breakfast, do you get too close to your hotcakes? Do you get molasses on your glasses? Do you suffer from middle-age spread? Do your hips try to hurdle your girdle? If you suffer from these or any other ailments, why not try sympathy soothing syrup? Remember, sympathy spelled backwards is yatapamus. Y-H-T-A-P-M-Y-S.
Yatapamus, 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 drives your blues away.
He must have a new quartet there.
And now, folks, here is our Utapamus news reporter with a special item.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rochester Van Jones, who has been adrift in the Pacific Ocean for the last 2 days, has been found by the Coast Guard and towed into port.
What?
Rochester is the butler of that famous comedian, Jack Bentley.
That's Benny.
Our quartet will now sing their version of that new song hit, Yes, We Have No Bananas, Butter, or Sugar.
I don't want to hear that. Oh, my goodness, Rochester adrift in the Pacific. I didn't even know he was on a boat. Well, thank heaven he's safe. When he gets home, I'm going to... Maybe that's him. Hello?
Long distance call for Jack Bentley.
That's Benny. I'll take it.
Very well.
Hello? Hello? Hello, is this Rochester?
You were expecting Navy ship work, Kelly?
Rochester, I just heard about you being in the ocean for 2 days. How are you?
Salty.
I know, but tell me what happened.
Well, boss, me and my friend Sam were about 20 miles off Catalina when we developed motor trouble. And you know I can't swim.
Uh-huh.
Then suddenly a big wave swept me overboard and I landed right next to a vicious-looking shark. So I got back to the boat fast.
Wait a minute. You just said you couldn't swim.
I didn't think I could run on water either, but I did.
Well, what happened then?
Well, when we weren't rescued after the first day, we realized we were in a tough spot. So we started sending out messages in bottles.
What did the messages say?
Send more bottles.
Rochester, I hope you weren't drinking out there.
Oh, no, boss. No, sir. But after the second day, we sure got hungry. And fortunately, a bird landed on back of the boat.
A bird? Good.
So I picked up my rifle, took aim, and I...
Rifle? Rochester, you wouldn't shoot a poor little bird.
No, I just wanted to frighten her enough to lay an egg.
Did you frighten her?
Did I? She laid 2 eggs, 3 strips of bacon.
Rochester, don't be ridiculous. A bird can't lay bacon.
Boss, when you got a gun in your face, you find out you got talent you never knew you had.
Never mind that. Now tell me, how did you get back to shore?
Well, the Coast Guard finally found us and towed us into the harbor.
Well, I'm glad it came out all right. It certainly was an unusual experience.
It sure was.
Rochester, what are you laughing at?
It's the first time I ever lost a weekend on water.
I thought. Anyway, Rochester, I'm glad you're safe, and hurry out here to Palm Springs.
I will. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well done. There you are. That's how I found out about Rochester.
Well, Jack, another program's over.
Yep, another program and another birthday. Just think, Mary, next year at this time, I'll be 39.
39? Jack, you said this year you were 37.
Oh, yes, I'll be 38. I gotta watch that. Good night, Paul.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our show is still in Palm Springs, so let's go out to Jack Benny's house where we find Jack relaxing and reading the local newspaper.
Look at all these want ads. Here's one from Bullock's store. Wanted floor walker. Must have own carnation. Wanted fry cook. Apply Chi-Chi restaurant. Wanted stable boy. Had better have own carnation. Wanted gardener's helper at Deepwell Ranch. Apply between 2 and... Oh, this is silly. I'm sure my sponsor will pick up my option. But just in case he doesn't. Well, they've got a gossip column here, too. Tyrone Power, who was visiting here last week... Imagine that. Last night, Pauline Betts, famous tennis player... Oh, these columnists sure get around. Well, here's something about me. Jack Benny... I did not. Imagine saying I went to the post office wearing a bare midriff. Just happened that the laundry shrunk my shirt. Well, that finished the newspaper. Rochester, hand me those pamphlets I got from the Palm Springs Chamber of Commerce.
Here you are, boss.
Thanks. Listen to this. Palm Springs, the jewel of the desert, where the warm, radiant sun pours its golden treasure down on the happy and carefree inhabitants. Palm Springs, where the majestic peaks of the San Jacinto Mountains cast their spell of beauty for all to enjoy. Do you hear that, Rochester? And just think, Mother Nature gives us all these things free.
Yeah, it's a shame Mother ain't running the hotels, too.
Well, Mom's got enough to do. But I like Palm Springs. In fact, I'm thinking of buying a house here. I even asked a real estate man to come over this afternoon.
But, boss, property is so expensive down here.
I know it is, but if I can find just what I want, I'm willing to go up to $1,500. Yes, sir. What are you laughing at? $1,500 ain't peanuts.
I know, but down here, that's all it'll buy.
Oh, Rochester. Rochester, you're exaggerating.
No, I ain't, boss. You know that little house on the corner with the white fence around it?
Uh-huh.
That just sold for $80,000 and 2 pounds of butter.
Well, maybe it had it. There's the door. I'll get it.
Are you Jack Benny?
Yes?
Well, I'm Mr. Fulton, the real estate man.
Oh, yes. Step right in. Rochester, take his hat, coat, and empty the sand out of his shoes.
Now, Mr. Benny, just what type of house do you have in mind? Spanish, colonial, or French provincial?
Well, Mr. Fulton, I think a home should suit the individual. What kind of a house would fit me?
How about early American?
No, I don't think I'd like early American.
How about sold American?
Rochester! Gee, Mr. Fulton, I don't know what to do. Did you bring your pictures with you?
Yes, I did. Now, here's one of me when I graduated from...
I mean your house! Pictures of your houses.
Oh, yes, I always make that mistake. I guess it's because I have a head with 7 gables.
Oh.
And Garson's got every one of them.
Now, look, Mr. Fulton, let's get down to business. Show me some pictures of what you have to offer.
Gladly. Now, here we are. Here's a house that ought to interest you, and the price is $40,000.
$40,000 for a house? That's a lot of money. What about the ceiling?
And with the ceiling, it'll be $60,000.
Look at that. That's not what I mean. Anyway, it's much too expensive.
Oh, not for this house. It has a very novel innovation. A 300-foot spiral banister.
You mean a spiral staircase, don't you?
No, a spiral banister. That's for people who don't drink but want to know how it feels.
I don't think I'd like that.
That banister could save me a fortune.
Rochester, please. Show me something else, Mr. Fulton. Have you got a house with a swimming pool?
No, but that's no problem. I can build you a tile pool for only $10,000.
No, I don't want to go that high.
Well, I can build you a cement pool for only $2,500.
No, that's still too high for a swimming pool.
Why don't you just dig a hole and hire a tribe of Indians to do a rain dance?
What's so cheap about that? They're organized, you know. Anyway, Mr. Fulton, I don't think you have the kind of a house I want.
Well, let me show you one more. Here's a beautiful house, and it's only $70,000.
Well, it's a lovely place, but $70,000 is too much. Anyway, Mr. Fulton, thanks very much for dropping in. Maybe we can talk about it some other time.
All right. Goodbye, Mr. Benny.
Goodbye. Oh, Mr. Fulton.
Yes?
What? What's that yellow stuff running out of your pocket?
Oh, my goodness, it's butter. I just sold the house on the corner.
Oh, yes, I heard about it. Goodbye, Mr. Fulton.
Goodbye.
Well, Rochester, I better get down to the Plaza Theater. The broadcast will be on in a few minutes.
Say, that reminds me, boss, the manager of the theater called up yesterday.
What about?
Well, he said according to the rental contract, when you finish your program, you're supposed to leave and not hang around and watch the picture.
What's he complaining about? I stand up, don't I? Well, I got to get to the theater.
Shall I drive you, boss?
No, the wind will take me over today. So long, Rochester.
Goodbye.
Oh, played by Klondike Harris and his sweetest music this side of the Yukon. And you can have it. I sat up all night writing that joke.
I'll bet you hated yourself in the morning.
Not any more than usual. Say, Phil, Larry Stevens sang that number 2 weeks ago. How come you repeated it as a band number?
Why don't you tend to your comedy and keep your nose out of my business?
Well, it happens to be my business, too. After all, who's the star of this show?
I don't know, but when I see my paycheck every week, I know it ain't me.
Oh, stop complaining. You're getting a good salary.
What are you talking about? Alice gets more than I do for an autograph.
Then the moral of the story is learn to write. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Hey, Jack, we had to start the show without you. Where have you been?
Oh, I'm sorry I was late, Don, but you see, I'm thinking of buying a house here, and I was detained by a real estate man.
Oh, Jack, are you thinking of moving to Palm Springs?
Well, I was toying with the idea, Don. You know, I like it here. I've been having so much fun, horseback riding, playing golf every day. I played golf this morning, didn't I, Mary?
Uh-huh.
You know, Don, they got the nicest little 9-hole course here. You should have seen me this morning on that 4th hole. I put down my ball, picked up my club, and And
he
then...
missed it once, he missed it twice, he missed it once again.
It's been a long... Mary! Certainly I missed it. You know, it's hard to hit a ball when it's not teed up properly.
Well, you wouldn't have that trouble if you buy some tees.
Mary, you mean to say that Jack doesn't use tees when he plays golf?
No, he waits for a gopher to stick his head out of a hole, and then he puts the ball on his nose.
Oh, Mary, I play a good game of golf, and you know it.
Oh, sure. Tell him what happened on the 5th hole.
Nothing happened. I did exactly what my golf teacher told me. I placed the ball in line with my left foot, brought the club over my right shoulder, and wham!
You broke his toe.
I did not. I killed the gopher. Now, hollered for. If he doesn't know the rules, let him keep off the course. Anyway, I play a better game of golf than anybody in this gang. I beat Phil the other day.
Sure you beat me. Every time you took a 9 on a hole, you turned the scorecard upside down before you wrote it in.
Well, I could have beat you without that if I hadn't knocked one ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and what about that bad slice you made on your first drive?
Oh, that wasn't such a bad slice.
It wasn't, huh? The ball went 50 yards, made a U-turn, came back, and hit you in the stomach.
Mary.
Then you got so mad you were going to break your club against a tree.
Well, what stopped him?
When he drew his club back, he saw the price tag on the bottom, so he put it back in his bag.
You can make up more things. I still say I play a better I'll get it. Hello?
Say, boss, Mr. Fulton, the real estate man, came back and said they found a few termites in the house, so you can have it for $65,000.
Termites, Well, Rochester, you tell Mr. Fulton that I'm not paying any $65,000 for a house.
If he hasn't guessed that by now, he's been out in the sun too long.
I don't care where he's been. I'm not spending that kind of dough. Would you pay $65,000 for a house in Palm Springs?
I wouldn't pay $65,000 for a cabin in the sky.
Well, tell the man. Tell the man.
I did.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, kids, it looks like I'm not going to buy a house here. Anyway, let's get on with the show, because tonight we're going to do a very important sketch. And I want to start casting it immediately.
Say, Jackson, I thought you were going to do a sketch next week.
We are, Phil. We're going to do a sketch next week, too. And you'll never guess in a million years who our guest star is going to be.
Ray Milland.
There's no use trying. Yes, that's who it is, Ray Milland. The star of Lost Weekend. And to make him feel at ease, we're having a brass rail put around the microphone. Anyway, that's next week.
Ray Milland. Gee, I think he's a wonderful actor.
I can drink him under the table.
Phil, with him, it's bread and butter. With you, it's tomato juice and black coffee. Now, let's get on with the sketch we're going to do tonight. It's a murder mystery, and I'm going to be the chief of police of Palm Springs. Phil, you're going to be my sergeant. And, Don, you're also going to be a member of the force.
Well, what am I going to be, Jack?
Mary, you're going to play the part of a glamorous movie star who came to Palm Springs to be with her husband. And at the start of the play, he murders you.
Oh, Jack, if he murders me, I won't get any laughs.
All right, then you murder him.
Thanks, kid.
Now, Larry Stevens.
Yes, Mr. Benny?
You're going to be on the police force, too.
Come on, keep moving,
Not
moving.
yet. Wait till it starts. And take off that Hoover button. I'll give you a badge. Now, all right, kids, this play will go on immediately after a song by... Hold it a minute. Come in.
Mr. Benny, I just talked to the owner, and you can have that house for $50,000.
Look, Mr. Fulton, a few minutes ago you wanted $70,000. Now it's $50,000. Why is the price coming down so fast?
Those termites are hungrier than we thought they were.
Well, in that case, I don't want the house.
Oh, don't worry about that, Mr. Benny. The termites will be out by tomorrow.
How do you know?
They're getting so fat.
They're not going to get fat off of me, so goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sorry I started looking for a place. Come on, Larry, let's have your song. That was Day by Day, sung by Larry Stevens. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction tonight, we are going to offer a mystery melodrama entitled Murder at the Lone Palm, or Her Husband Asked for Some Wine, so she gave him both barrels. The scene opens at the Palm Springs police station. Police Captain O'Benny is in his office behind closed doors, grilling a suspect. Curtain. Music. Now listen, you. You're dealing with Captain O'Benny this time, and I want to warn you, anything you say will be held against you. Now, you're accused of robbing the post office, sticking up a train, stealing the Hammerstein diamonds, and then you boldly held up the First National Bank and killed the cashier. Now, confess. You did it, didn't you?
No.
Okay, you can go. If Peter said yes, I'd have hung them. Nobody puts anything over me.
There's the phone, Captain.
I'll get it. Hello, Palm Springs Police Station and Date Shop. Captain O'Benny speaking. What? Yes, we have some with the stuffing in the middle and the walnut on top. Oh, you want the walnuts in the middle and the stuffing on top? We're out of those. Try the City Hall. Goodbye. Oh, Harris.
Yes, Chief.
You arrested 2 fellas last night. I want you to stop filling this jail with crooks. You understand?
Well, I got to do something with them.
During the height of the season, this jail is for tourists. I'm getting $12 a cell, American plan. You catch crooks during the summer.
Morning, Chief.
Hiya, man. How are things?
A lot of drunks on my beat.
A lot of drunks on my beat, too.
Well, what do you know? Pickle beets.
Cut it out, O'Harris. I'll take it. Palm Springs Police Station and Date Shop. O'Benny speaking.
Hello, Chiefy. This is Missy LaRue at the Lone Palm.
Yes, yes. What is it, Miss LaRue?
Oh, get a good grip on your badge. My husband has just been murdered.
Oh, he has, eh? Do you know who murdered your husband?
No.
Have you got any ideas?
Well, now that he's dead, yes.
All right, Miss LaRue, I'm coming right over.
Okay, Chiefy, and bring a half a pound of dates.
We always do. Goodbye. Come on, man. Mitzi LaRue's husband has been murdered, and I'm going to find out who did it, or my name ain't... I'll take it. Palm Springs Police Station and Date Shop. Captain O'Benny talking.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I'm here with the owner, and you can have the house for $40,000.
40,000, eh? Well, I might be interested. However, I'd have to...
Talk fast. The termites are spreading mayonnaise on the telephone.
Well, that settles it. I don't want it. Goodbye. Now, come on, man. Let's go. And we'll find the murderer of Mitzi LaRue's husband, or my name ain't... All right, men. Here we are at the Lone Palm. Say, this is a pretty classy place, isn't it?
It certainly is. Look at that swimming pool.
How about it, Chief?
Why not? Oh, boy, that felt good. All right, come on, men. We got a mystery to solve. This is Miss LaRue's bungalow right here.
Come in.
Hello, Miss LaRue. I'm Captain O'Benny. I'm here to solve the murder of your... Wait a minute. Where's your husband's body?
In the backyard.
Wasn't he killed in this hotel room?
Yes, but checkout time is 3 o'clock.
You didn't hear a shot?
No, I really pop it, Pop.
Well, come on, O'Harris. Let's look around this room for clues.
Come on, keep moving. Keep moving.
Stevens, that's the body. Now, come on, O'Harris. Let's go.
Hey, Chief, look, there's a gun on the table and it's still smoking.
A smoking gun, eh? What do you got to say to that, Miss LaRue?
My gun's been smoking Lucky Strikes for nigh on...
That's not what I mean. Now, listen, men. She's a pretty smart dame. So let's give her the...
Hey, Chief! The doorknob's moving. There's someone in that closet.
Where?
Right there.
You're right, Wilson. Stand back, everybody. We'll get him out of there. Now, come on. Come on out of that closet or I'll shoot.
Don't shoot. It's me, Fulton.
Oh, the real estate man.
Are you the murderer? Well, what do you think I am with this knife in my hand? The man who came to dinner?
Oh, then you're the one that killed Mitzi LaRue's husband.
Yes, I did it. And I'm glad.
All right, then come clean. Tell me, why did you do it?
I'll tell you why. He was the toughest customer I ever had, that's why. I offered him a house for $70,000 and he didn't buy it. Then I came down to $60,000, he still said no. Then 50, then 40, then 30. And he kept saying no. Suddenly something within me snapped. It was driving me mad.
Mr. Fulton.
I went crazy. So I took out my gun and let him have it. Bang, 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 bang.
Mr. Fulton.
I'm glad I did it. And I'll do it again. I'll do it to anybody who refuses to buy a house.
Mr. Fulton.
I tried to sell you a house, didn't I?
But you kept tormenting me. No, you kept saying. No. I came down from 70,000 to 60,000 to 50,000 to 40,000, but still you said no.
Mr. Fulton.
Now you're going to buy that house or I'll...
Chief, don't worry, I'm armed.
Have you got a gun?
No, a pen. Where do I sign?
Right here on the dotted line.
There is no dotted line.
There is now.
Oh, yes, it's on my chest. There you are. The house is mine.
Thank you, Mr. Benny, and goodbye. Oh, Miss LaRue,
Yes?
you can tell your husband to get up now. We've made the deal.
Well, how do you like that? He tricked me into buying that house. All right, men, I've got a house now. And I'll get those termites out of there, or my name ain't...
You know that house you just bought from me?
Yes.
Well, I can get you $200,000 for it.
$200,000? Who in the world would pay that much?
The termites. They're putting up $1 apiece.
Well, let them have it. They've got most of it anyway. Good night, folks.
The Lucky Strike program starring Ray Milland with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you our master of ceremonies, a man who...
Wait a minute, Don. Wait a minute. What's the idea of saying the Lucky Strike program starring Ray Milland?
Well, Jack, I didn't see anybody get up and walk out.
I mean, that has nothing to do with it.
Oh, Jack, stop pouting. Your lower lip looks like a shoehorn.
I'm not pouting.
Well, you told us yourself that Ray Milland was going to be our guest.
That still doesn't entitle him to top billing. He's just a star in pictures. I'm a star of stage, screen, and radio.
And we'll milk cows if you back them into Beverly Hills.
Now you're just being smart. I merely said that Don didn't have to give Ray Milland star billing when he's only going to be our guest.
Jack, I only did that as a matter of courtesy.
Don, if you want to be courteous, do it on the Ginny Sims show, not mine. And another thing.
Jackson, I know what you're beefing about. I've been with you for 8 years, and I've never had no star billing.
Phil, you've been with me for 10 years.
I don't count the 2 years I was auditioning.
Look, just be happy you got the job. Now, let's get on with... Gosh, Ray Milland should have been here a half hour ago. I can't understand what's holding him up.
I saw his picture, Jackson. I couldn't understand what held him up either.
Yeah.
I saw the picture. I went to the box office, bought a ticket, and they gave me my change in pretzels.
Stop with the gags already. I'm going to call Ray's home.
Oh, Jack, you don't have to. Ray Milland just came in.
He did? Good. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest. One of the finest actors in Hollywood, the star of The Lost Weekend, and winner of this year's Academy Award, Ray Milland.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Say, Ray, how come you're so late?
I'm sorry, Jack, but I stopped off at the newspaper office to put an ad in for a butler.
Oh, I thought you had a butler.
Oh, I have 3, as a matter of fact, but they want a 4th for bridge.
Oh, well, wouldn't it be cheaper to teach them gin rummy and let one of them go?
If it was Jack, he'd teach him solitaire and let 2 of them go.
Mary, please. Well, Ray, it certainly is a wonderful achievement, getting the Oscar. Tell me, how did it make you feel winning the Academy Award?
Oh, I don't know, Jack. I don't feel any different. I'm still the same sweet, modest, lovable fellow I always was.
Gee, if I ever won it, I'd be a louse. Gosh, Ray, what I wouldn't give just to see the Oscar.
Well, Jack, by coincidence, I just happened to have it with me.
Weighs 25 pounds. He just happens to have it with him. Let me see it, Ray.
Yeah?
Gee, isn't it cute? A bronze Oscar with a little ice bag on its head. You know, Ray, this may surprise you, but I've never won an Academy Award.
Why, Jack Benny, you haven't?
Why, Ray Milland, what a performance.
Very quiet.
Well, Jack, why don't you introduce me?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Ray, I want you to meet the members of my cast. This is Mary Livingston.
Hello, Mary. I'm glad to know you.
I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Milland. Would you consider going out with a girl who doesn't drink?
Mary, please.
Why, certainly, Mary. In fact, I like to go out with girls who don't drink. What are you laughing at?
Jack likes to go out with girls who don't eat.
And they're hard to find, sister. And Ray, this is Phil Harris.
Hello, Phil.
Amateur.
Amateur? Phil, you wouldn't appreciate this, but Lost Weekend was something new, something daring. I doubt if any other actor would have the stomach, the courage. I doubt if any other actor would have the courage to attempt a role like that.
Well, that shows you how much you know, Jackson. Right now, Gary Cooper's doing the same thing in Saratoga Drunk.
That's Trunk, Saratoga Trunk.
Well, I'm glad you told me. I ain't going to waste my cabbage going to see a lot of baggage.
Yeah, baggage. Now, Ray, the reason Phil, why are you staring at Ray like that?
Well, I'm just admiring the guy, Jackson. He does it and gets an Academy Award. I do it and get a hangover.
Well, it's still the weekend. Go get lost. Now, Ray, the reason I asked you
Jack, do you mind if I ask Mr. Milland a favor?
Why, no.
What has it done?
Well, gosh, Ray, you're such a great actor and everything.
Oh, well.
And you're so sweet and modest and lovable.
I know.
Well, I read something in Shakespeare that I'd like to hear you do. You know, the speech that starts out, to be or not to be?
Oh, yeah, that's Hamlet's soliloquy. Why, certainly, Don. I'll be glad to do it.
Good.
Oh, yeah. Now, Ray, the reason I asked you to come over here is because tonight, for our feature attraction, we're going to do our version of your picture, The Lost Weekend. Now, naturally, since I'm the star of this program, the leading role will be played by me.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. Don't you think that as long as I originated the part in the picture, I should also play it here?
I do not. I mean, just because you won an Academy Award has nothing to do with it. After all, when I was your age, I could have won an Oscar, too. Except there were no Academy Awards in those days.
There were no movies either.
No.
And darn few people.
Phil! They may have had awfully long arms, but they were still people. Anyway, Ray, I think I should play the lead.
But, Jack, that doesn't make sense. You brought me up here because of the Lost Weekend, and you give me nothing to do.
Well, maybe... Say, I've got a wonderful idea. Let's both play the part. We'll be twin brothers.
Twin brothers?
Yeah, we'll give them a double feature. We'll be the Burnham brothers. How about it?
Okay with me.
That's fine. Now, Phil, you'll be our older brother who tries to convince us that drinking is very evil.
Who's going to convince me?
Phil, it's just a part. After all, you know, I don't drink, and neither does Ray. Now, Mary, you're going to play Jane Wyman's part, the girl that Ray and I are in love with, but you can't make up your mind which one of us you want.
The UNO should have problems that easy.
Mary, don't be so sure. You know, you might have to take Ray. Now, this play will go on immediately after the... I'll take it. Hello?
Telephone call for Mr. Ray Milland.
Oh, just a minute. It's for you, Ray.
For me? Well, hello?
Hello, Mr. Milland. This is Rochester. I saw by an ad in the paper that you wanted a butler, and I called up to find out about it.
But aren't you already working?
I sure am.
Well, why are you dissatisfied with your present position?
Well, I've concluded that any relationship between the hours I work and the money I get is purely coincidental.
You consider yourself underpaid, huh? How much are you making now?
Well, frankly, I'm ashamed to tell you. But if I have a suit cleaned and go to a movie in the same week, one of them has to be on the installment plan.
Well, you spoke of long hours. What kind of hours have you been working?
From 8 in the morning till dark.
Well, those aren't such long hours for a butler working until dark.
Under normal conditions, no. But Mr. Benny has a sun lamp outside the kitchen window to fool me.
And that sun lamp fools you?
Not only me, his chickens have been laying 6 eggs a day.
I see. Well, if you go to work for me, you'll find that your duties won't be hard, but they'll be exacting.
Exacting?
Yes. For instance, I'll like my breakfast served in bed. But unlike other people, I can't wait. I want it there when I awaken.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you could have my breakfast ready the minute I wake up?
Yes, sir. I'll pull the cork out the night before.
Now, wait a minute. I think you have a mistaken idea about my drinking, Rochester, because I never...
Rochester? Ray, let me at that phone. Hello, Rochester. Is that you?
Uh-oh.
Rochester, why did you call up Ray Milan looking for a job?
It was an accident, boss. I called up the Homeway Laundry and got this number by mistake.
The laundry? Then why'd you ask for Ray Milan?
I didn't. I asked for May Dillban.
May Dillban?
She's a starch girl on the 4th tub.
Rochester, that's a mighty weak story.
What do you expect on a moment's notice? A bestseller?
Stop being funny, and I'll talk to you when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Imagine doing a thing like that behind my back. Come on, Larry, let's have a song. That was Come Closer to Me, sung by Larry Stevens. Very good, Larry. I bought that record you made of that song, and it's swell.
Thank you, Mr. Benny.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our feature attraction tonight, our version of the Academy Award-winning picture, The Lost Weekend. As our story opens, Ray and Jack Burnham, twin brothers, have been persuaded by their elder brother, Philip, to go to the country for the weekend. At the moment, the twin brothers are in the room packing. Curtain. Music.
Gosh, Jack, I don't know why we have to go away on this weekend.
Neither do I, but Brother Philip insists upon it. Are we all packed?
Oh, just about. Shirts, ties, sweaters, socks, quarts, fifths, and pints.
Good. And put the bottles on the other side of the suitcase. My underwear is snapping at them. Now, let's see.
Hello, boys.
Hello, Brother
Philip.
Those bottles again. Now, look, boys, you got to stop this drinking because we're all going out the country for a weekend, and the fresh air will do us a lot of good.
Well, I'm not going.
Now, sure you are. Think of it, fellas. Chickens, horses, rabbits, and the scent of new mown hay. Now, you've just got to go because it'll be a wonderful weekend.
Why do we have to go?
Because we won it on Truth or Consequences.
Oh.
Now, look, boys, I hate to keep lecturing, but don't you know how bad liquor is for you? Don't you realize that alcohol is your worst enemy? Liquor isn't good for you. Now, you should stay away from it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opinions expressed by Mr. Harris are written in the script and are not necessarily his own.
All right, we'll go to the country with you.
Well, you better get ready. We're leaving on the 7:15 train. Goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, Brother Philip. Gee, I hate to go away for a weekend.
Me, too. I was figuring on losing this one.
Yeah. Quick, Brother Philip's coming back. Hide those bottles.
Okay, there.
Come in. Oh, it's you, Jane.
Hello, boys. I just saw Philip, and he told me you're all going away for the weekend.
Yes, we are.
You boys are so wonderful. You know, sometimes I regret that you two are twins. I just can't make up my mind.
Make up your mind? What do you mean?
Well, there are two of you and only one of me.
That's funny. We always see two of you.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, boys, your train leaves at 7:15. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Brother Philip.
We mean goodbye, Janie.
Gee, what twins we are. We both make the same mistake. Quick, she's gone. Let's open the bottle.
Okay.
Oh, gee, look, we've only got 2 bottles left.
Well, let's drink one and hide the other.
Okay, I'll put it up there in the chandelier.
Good.
Oh, darn it, I can't reach it.
Well, give it to me. I'm higher than you are.
You are not. I can do it.
All right, but don't screw the bottle into the socket like you did the last time. When I turned on the switch, it blew out a powerhouse at Boulder Dam.
Don't worry, don't worry. There, the bottle's in the chandelier. Now, let's open the other one and...
Oh, boys.
Yes, Brother Philip.
Jane and I are going to the... Wait a minute. Give me that bottle. I'm going to pour it down the sink.
Oh, no, Brother Philip. Don't pour it down the sink.
That's right, Brother Philip. Let Ray drink it. That stuff will eat out the plumbing.
Well, I don't care, boys. I'm not going to give it back to you. And remember, you're not to leave this room until it's time to go to the train.
We won't, Brother
Philip. Come on, Jack. He's gone. Let's go down to Nat's bar room and he'll give us a drink.
Okay. Come on, lads. Set 'em up. Set 'em up.
Yes, sir.
Nothing doing. Not another drop until you paid the bill you ran up this afternoon.
How much do we owe you?
$18,000.
Oh.
All right. You can keep your old liquor. We're going to the country. Yeah.
Come on, Ray. Let's go.
All right. Hold me up.
No. You hold me up. I held you up yesterday. Smell that fresh air.
Yeah, isn't it awful?
That's what's wrong with this country. It's full of it. Come on, let's go down to the corner to Joe's bar.
That won't do us any good. I haven't got any money.
Neither have I.
Sweeter line for you.
Not a nickel. Let's try the other side of the street.
No. This singing won't get us any drinks. I'll go home and get my violin.
That's my line. I'm tired. Let's lie down here in the gutter.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Ray. Don't you want to put your head up on the curb?
No, I always sleep without a pillow.
My feet are cold. Pull up that manhole cover. Well, now I'm comfy.
They can't keep me in here. I'm Napoleon. They can't keep me in here. I'm Napoleon.
Well, get on my back. I'm your horse.
Ray, where are we?
I don't know. Best ask that man in a white coat.
Oh, yes. Say, mister.
Yes?
Where are we?
You're in the alcoholic ward.
Alcoholic ward?
I want to get out of here. Let me out.
Yes, let's out of here.
Oh, you don't want to leave until you've seen the floor show.
Floor show?
Yes, in the middle of the night you start seeing things. You won't see pink elephants. You're going to see red, white, and blue turkeys.
Oh, goody, they changed the bill.
And then you're going to see tiny rabbits in straw hats. Midget monkeys that come through the keyhole. You know, the kind of talent that's handled by Madman Muntz. You'll see thousands of little snakes that knit themselves into a sweater. And that isn't all.
Stop it!
Oh, I can stop it, but you can. You're going to see beetles. 23 of them running in the Santa Anita Handicap. And 11 of them are in the fields. There'll be grasshoppers 5 feet tall. And there'll be woodpeckers pecking on your head. Peck, 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 peck. Yes, sir, you bet. And how?
Stop it! Let us out of here!
Not before the floor show. And it'll start as soon as it gets dark. It's like the doctor was saying to me. Delirium is a disease of the night. Well, good night.
Ray, he's gone. Now's our chance to get out. There's an open window.
Okay, let's go.
Well, here we are, back in our room.
That's funny. We didn't even open the door.
No, we crawled in under it.
Oh, I see. You know, Jack, we'll either have to give up drinking or get our knees half soled.
Come on. Let's look for that bottle we hid. Let's see now, where do we put it?
Maybe it's in this dresser.
Yes, the dresser. The dresser. Maybe it's behind the bookcase. No, it isn't here either. We gotta find that bottle.
Maybe it's behind the sofa. Help me move it out.
Yeah, the sofa. We gotta find that bottle. Wait a minute, the china closet.
Yeah, the china closet. Let's look.
Paper plates.
Jack, the bottle isn't there. I'm getting weak. I gotta have a drink.
Sit down and rest a while, Ray. Get your mind off it. I'll turn on the radio. There.
I'll sit down. But I gotta have a drink. I tell you, I gotta have a drink.
Pepsi-Cola hits the spot.
Shut that off! Oh, find that bottle. Find that bottle. I got to have a drink.
Wait a minute. It's getting dark out. Turn on the lights.
All right.
Well, there goes another powerhouse at Boulder. Here it is, Ray. We found the bottle. We found it.
Yeah, we found it. We found it.
Say, Ray, I was just thinking, wouldn't it be awful if Mother were here?
Yeah, there isn't enough for 3 of us.
I'm sorry we blew out the lights. Now we're in the dark. Can you imagine that guy in the hospital saying we were going to see little animals?
Yeah. Let me have a drink.
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh. Give me another drink.
Huh?
I didn't say anything.
Do you mean to stand there flapping your wings and tell me you didn't say anything?
I haven't got wings.
Then what are you doing on the chandelier?
I'm not on the chandelier.
Well, there's something up on the... Look, it's a bat. It's a bat.
I see it. It's picking the straw hat off the little monkey.
Oh, the monkey! He's coming at me! He's coming at me! Keep him away from me! Keep him away from me!
Oh, this little animal. And here come more of them. They're coming through the keyhole. They're swarming around. They're getting closer. They're surrounding us. Ray, look out!
I can't help it!
Ray, they're coming at me now. The little animal's at my throat. It's something. Do something. Do something. Ray, do something. Oh, thank heaven they're gone. Tell me, Ray, what did you do?
I threw my Oscar at him.
I knew those things would come in handy. Thanks, Ray
This is
Milan,
NBC,
very,
the
very
National
much for
Broadcasting
appearing on our
Company.
program, and congratulations.
The Lucky Strike program starring Van Johnson.
Starring Jack Benny.
Starring Van Johnson with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, Don Wilson.
And yours truly, the pickle in the middle. Thank you, and a happy mustard to you, too. Say, Don, why is it that every time we have a guest star, you always...
Hey, Jackson, don't worry about that now. We're on the air, and Mary isn't here yet.
Mary? Mary isn't here yet. Gee, that's funny. Dennis, what are you laughing at?
You said it was funny.
Dennis, when I said it was funny, I meant it was hard to believe. You understand?
Well...
Sure you do, kid. When Jackson says something funny, it's hard to believe.
Phil, stop being on my side, will you? Can't understand Mary not being here. She's never been late before.
Maybe she overslept.
Yeah, over.
Well, I'm not going to wait any longer. I'll call her house.
Say, Mabel, what is it, Gertrude? Mr. Benny's line is flashing. Yeah, I wonder what Saratoga punk wants now. I'll find out. Yes, Mr. Benny. Miss Livingston? Yes, I'll call her home immediately. He wants I should get him Mary Livingston. Oh. And say, Mabel, that reminds me. You know me, I hate to spread gossip. But several times lately, I've heard a rumor about Mr. Benny and Miss Livingston. Oh, don't be silly, Gertrude. He's old enough to be her father. That's the rumor I heard. You know, Mabel, I can't figure out why Mary should be the late for today's program. They're having Van Johnson. Oh, boy, Van Johnson. Shangri-La with red hair. Yeah. Wouldn't it be wonderful if he were to step in here this minute and bow low to us and say, would you two charming and beautiful ladies do me the honor of going dancing with me tonight, babe? Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, I'd just as soon go out with men like Jack Benny. Why? Well, when a man like Benny tries to kiss you and you tell him to stop and he stops, you don't feel so disappointed. Ain't it the truth? Gosh, I'll never forget the time Jack asked me to come up to his apartment to show me his etchings. And I went, why, Mabel Flapsaddle. Gosh, did you just see those etchings? 500 pictures of a man standing on a plantation holding up a big tobacco leaf. Well, once I went...
Operator, how about my number?
I'm ringing it now.
Hello? Is Miss Livingston there? What? She left the house 2 hours ago. She... Oh, for heaven's sake, I should have known. Goodbye.
What's wrong, Jackson?
What's wrong? Mary's late because she went to pick up Van Johnson in her car. I didn't tell her to do that. What girl's seeing him, I don't know.
Well, Jack, you've got to admit that he is handsome.
All right, so am I. After all, what's Van Johnson got that I haven't got?
Yeah, what's Van Johnson got that Mr. Benny hasn't got?
Quiet, Dennis. They're not afraid to answer. Van Johnson.
You know, Jack, I don't want to brag, but I've heard plenty of people comparing me to him.
Don, the van they were comparing you with has furniture sticking out of the back. Anyway, I can't understand why all the girls rave so much about Van Johnson. All right, so he's young. Wait another 10 years when he gets to be my age. He'll see.
Would you mind repeating that, Jackson?
I said wait another 10 years when Van Johnson gets to be my age. Well?
I'm trying to figure out some way to answer that and keep it clean.
Well, it can't be done, so forget it. Anyway, Mary and Van Johnson should be here by now. But then this is Sunday. There's probably a lot of traffic.
Am I driving too fast for you, Van?
No, Mary. You're doing fine. Gee, Mary, it sure is a nice drive from Beverly Hills to the studio.
Yeah, I knew you'd enjoy the ride, so I took a little roundabout way.
I'm glad you did. I've never seen San Diego before. Would you like me to roll the window up, Mary?
No, thanks. I like the wind.
I was afraid it might blow your hair. You have such beautiful hair.
Oh, Van, when you say things like that, I just get weak all over. Oh.
Mary, look out! Gosh, didn't you see that bus?
Yes, but I thought I could fly over it. I mean, drive around it.
You better stop, Mary. The light just turned red.
Oh, yeah. The lights are red, the violets are blue. If we run out of gas, who cares? Woo!
I know, Mary, but you'd better stop.
You know, when I... Excuse me, but I can't get a cab. Would you give me a lift as far as... Oh, no. It isn't. Oh! A 1946 Buick!
What a stall. If she'd have gotten in here, I'd have punched her right in the nose. Say, Van, how do you happen to be a guest on Jack's program?
Well, he made such an attractive offer, I couldn't turn it down.
Jack made you an attractive offer? What was it?
He said if I gave a good performance, he'd take me to see The Outlaw.
Oh, but no kidding, Van. How much is he paying you to be his guest?
Well, as a matter of fact, I forgot to discuss money with him.
Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
The Screen Actors Guild has a country home just for actors who forgot to discuss money with Jack.
Oh, I don't care about the money anyway. You know, Mary, even if I don't get a cent, it'll be worth it just being on the same program with you.
Oh, Van, do you really?
Oh, well, I can carry her the rest of the way.
Here we are, Van, Studio B. Hello, Jack. Here's Van Johnson.
Well, hello, Van.
Hello, Jack.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally got here. Mary, I'll talk to you later. I hope you appreciate my sending Mary over to pick you up.
What? Why, Jack Benny of all...
Mary. One more word out of you, and the maid company will take that candle out of the window. Well, Van, I'd like you to meet our little group of thespians. This is Don Wilson.
Well, he's the fattest little group of thespians I ever saw. Pleased to meet you, Don.
Well, I'm certainly glad to meet you, Van. I've always admired your work in pictures.
Thank you.
And this is my orchestra leader, Phil Harris.
Hello, Phil.
Hiya, Bub. What do you hear from the Henna Rents Company?
Phil.
So you're Van Johnson, huh?
Uh-huh.
Tell me, Johnson, what makes all them dames so crazy about you?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's just sort of a psychological phenomena.
I'm dead.
Phil, please.
Okay. I'm pleased to meet you, Van. I've always admired your acting.
Well, thank you, Phil. I've always admired your music.
Don't get sarcastic.
Look, Phil, Van was just trying to be nice. He really likes your music.
Well, what does he like about it?
All right, forget it. And Van, this is my vocalist, Dennis Day.
Glad to know you, Dennis.
Should I swoon, Mr. Benny?
No, Dennis, that's for girls. Just say hello.
Hello.
And now, Van, I want to tell
Say,
you...
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Dennis.
My mother thinks you're wonderful in pictures.
Well, thank you.
She goes to see every picture you make.
Well, I'm flattered.
And now, Van, I want
When
to...
you smile, she breaks out in big red blotches.
Dennis.
When she saw you in Thrill of a Romance, she came home and burned her wedding dress.
That's enough, Dennis. That's enough. And now, Van,
My father got so mad he broke all the stays in her girdle.
Yeah, girdle. Now, Van, as I started...
It's awful. You might break up our home.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Look, Dennis, it's time for your song. Now, go ahead.
What a business. My home's being broken up and I have to sing.
Yes. Now, go ahead. Come over here, Van. I want to tell you about the sketch we're going to do. I hope Marvin likes it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Van, are you ready?
You bet, Jack.
Good. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in honor of our guest star, Van Johnson, who was recently seen in Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's picture Weekend at the Waldorf, for our feature attraction tonight, we will present our version of that same picture entitled A Fortnight at the Acme Plaza. Curtain music. The Acme Plaza Hotel. Outwardly calm, but within, a seething turmoil of emotion, where mystery meets intrigue, where intrigue meets romance, where romance meets drama, where drama meets grandpa. Yes, folks, the Acme Plaza.
Hello, Acme Plaza, where the Riff meets the Raft. Sorry, Mr. Raft. Mr. Riff is out. Acme Plaza, a good place to lose a weekend. There's a bottle in every chandelier. One moment, I'll connect you.
Hiya, cutie. Making any good connections lately?
Well, if it isn't Sherlock Harris, the house detective. How does it feel to be a gumshoe?
Now, hold it, baby. I may be a detective, but I ain't no gumshoe.
You're not?
No, not since I got this magnifying glass. I'm stepping over that stuff.
Oh, say, Sherlock, what's the latest dope on that character in room 417? You know, the one who's suspected of killing 23 wives.
Well, I'm working on that. As soon as we find the bodies, we'll be able to pin it on him.
Find the bodies? Where do you think he's hiding them?
I don't know, but that rug in his room is getting awful lumpy.
Yes, folks, the Acme Plaza, where mystery meets suspense, where suspense meets romance, where Gravel Gertie meets B.O. Plenty.
Hello, Gertie.
The Acme Plaza.
Yes, babe, when Sherlock Harris is on a case, he always finds out what's going on and gets his
Excuse me, room 310 is calling. That's the big business tycoon, the one that owns all the railroads.
Oh, yeah. I understand he's kind of sweet on you.
Hello?
Hello, baby. You know who this is?
Yes, you're that great, big, important business tycoon.
That's me, the one and only Martindale Schnook.
What can I do for you, Snooky?
I want to know if you'll go out with me tonight.
Well...
I'll give you anything your little heart desires. I'm rich. I own railroads, lots of railroads. The New York Central, Santa Fe, Baltimore, Ohio, the Southern Pacific, Union Pacific.
I know. You own all the railroads in the country.
All except one, and they won't sell me that. I've got to have it! I've got to have it!
Which railroad is that?
The one that goes Bromoseltzer. I'm crazy 3 ways.
Well, Snooky, keep trying.
I will. Goodbye.
Gosh, the one and only Martindale Snook in love with me. I wonder...
Operator, would you please get me room 212? My name is Van Johnson.
One moment, please. I'm sorry, but 212 doesn't... What are you staring at?
You. Gosh, but you're beautiful.
What?
You're wonderful. The minute I first saw you, I knew you were the one for me. Look, would you please go out with me tonight?
No. Go away. You're not my type. You're not... Give me that again, will you?
Would you please go out with me tonight?
No. Go away. You're not my... Yep, that's what it says here.
Yes, folks, the Acme Plaza, where boy meets girl, where girl meets boy, where I once had a routine, but it was cut out at rehearsal. The Acme Plaza.
Look, honey, I'm lonesome, and you're so beautiful.
Lonesome? Didn't you ever have a girl?
Only once, but I gave her up. Her eyes were like 2 limpid pools.
2 limpid pools? And why did you give her up?
Her nose looked like a diving board.
Oh.
Please forgive me. Please say that you'll go out with me.
Well, I don't know. There's a big railroad man in this hotel who's in love with me.
A railroad man? Well, don't you think it's time for a switch?
Oh, Johnson, you've got 1,000,000 freckles and a joke under every one of them.
What?
Oh, forgive me. When I'm excited, I don't know what I'm saying. But I do know that I want to marry you. Say that you'll be mine.
I'm sorry, but I'll have to think it over.
Think it over. That's what they all say. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get a girl? Why can't I...
Pardon me, operator. Would you please ring Miss Lana Turner's room?
Lana Turner? Yes, sir. Take it on phone number 3, please.
Thank you. Hello, Lana? This is Van Jackson. Yes, I know my voice sounds like honey dripping into your ear, but you always have to keep telling me that. What? No, I'm sorry. I can't take you out tonight. I know I promised you this afternoon, but I can't make it. Oh, now, Lana, don't feel that way. What? Lana, put down that gun. You will get over it. I don't care if it is a water pistol. You'll drown yourself. Well, all right, call me next week. And stop sending me orchids. My room is full of them. Goodbye. Thank you, operator.
Gee, imagine turning down a date with Lana Turner. Who is he?
That's Van Jackson, the glamour boy.
Gosh, I wish I could be like that.
Well, you can't accomplish it overnight. He's been working on it for over 50 years.
Well, do you think it might help me if I went over and talked to him?
Sure. What have you got to lose?
I beg your pardon, Mr. Jackson. Do you mind if I ask a favor of you?
Why, no. Go right ahead.
Well, I was standing over there by the switchboard, and I heard you talking to Lana Turner.
Oh, good. I thought maybe I wasn't talking loud enough. Now, what's on your mind, son?
I'm in love with that telephone operator, and I just can't get anywhere. I don't know what's the matter with me, but girls just don't seem to like me.
They don't?
No.
Well, I can understand that, kid. Look at your face. You have too many freckles.
Too many?
Yes. Now, my complexion is perfectly clear. And look at your eyes. They have no expression.
They haven't?
No. Now, if you'll notice, my eyes sparkle.
Yes, they do.
And look at your hair.
My hair?
Yes. Now, take mine.
Thanks.
Put that back! Turn it around, I look silly, and bang. Now, listen, kid. The trouble with you is that you probably haven't got the right approach. You're too timid. If you want to take that telephone operator out tonight, you can't walk over and say, "May I have a date?" You got to go over there and say, "Listen, babe, you're going out with me tonight, see? We're going to the Macombo, and you're going to pay the..." No, not the first time. Now, go ahead, walk over there and do as I tell you. I'll be right behind you.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Jackson. Now, listen, babe.
Huh?
I've been stalling around here long enough. You're going out with me tonight, and that settles it.
What?
I said you're going out with me tonight, and we're going to the Macombo.
Gee, the Macombo. Then can we go to the other places, too?
Other places? You say you're not satisfied? You say you want more? Tell you what I'm going to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, the song "I'm Gonna Fall in Love with You" was written by Johnny Green and Ralph Blaine and sung for the first time by Mary and Van Johnson. Van Johnson appeared here tonight through the courtesy of MGM, producers of A.J. Cronin's The Green Years. Say, Van.
Yeah, Jack?
I meant to ask you, this picture, The Green Years, how come that you're not in that one?
Well, the leading man called for a man old enough to be my father.
Oh.
Say, Jack, now that I think about it...
Oh, go count your freckles. Good night.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. From New York City, that body of land that was purchased from the Indians for $24, we bring you a man who could have gotten it for $22.50. And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. It's gonna be hard to work and look at that face over there. Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And Don, I can't tell you how thrilled I am being in New York.
Oh, I know just how you feel, Jack. In fact, the moment we arrived in town and I saw the reception we got, my chest swelled out with pride.
Don, from where I stand, your stomach is even prouder than your chest. But there's something about this city that's different. No matter how many times you come to New York, you get a feeling of expansion, of growth. The trees look taller. The buildings look taller. Even the mayor looks taller. Oh, Kitty, it's amazing.
Now, wait a minute, Jack. The mayor is taller.
What? You mean LaGuardia found out about Adler's shoes?
No, Jack, no. LaGuardia isn't mayor anymore. New York has a new one now.
Oh, really?
No, O'Dwyer.
Don! Oh, wait a minute. Let's not steal jokes from Danny Kaye. You know, I've got 4 writers.
Oh, really?
No O'Para, no Balzer, O'Tackaberry, and O'Joseph. Now, where were we?
Well, I was just telling you that O'Dwyer is a lot taller than LaGuardia.
Well, maybe he is, Don, but after he chases fire engines for 12 years, his legs will be worn down, too, believe me. So you never can tell. Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Hello, everybody.
Mary, I was just telling Don how thrilled I am being back in New York.
Well, I don't blame you, Jack.
Yes, sir. There's something about New York that's invigorating. Why, the minute I got off the train at the station, I felt stronger.
Is that why you put on a red cap and carried your own bags?
I just did that for a laugh.
A laugh? And how come you went back and carried somebody else's bags?
When I get a laugh, I'm not letting it go, sister. And anyway, those other bags belong to a very important man.
Oh, really?
No, Dwyer, and shut up. Say, Mary, have you been having any fun in New York?
Uh-huh, but I've been spending most of my time in New Jersey visiting my mother.
Oh, yes, your mother. How is the William Bendix of Plainfield?
Oh, Mama's fine, but Papa's having a lot of trouble getting up the stairs.
Why?
Mama keeps throwing him down.
Sounds a little like Titus Moody in there, that one. I can understand. Anyway, Mary, how's the rest of your folks? I mean, how's your sister Babe? Did she get married yet?
No, Jack, and Babe's heartbroken about it. You know, last week she was going to elope with her new boyfriend.
And what happened?
She couldn't get the ladder up to his window.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, so she threw him a rope.
Oh, that's good.
No, he took another look at Babe and hung himself.
There's the sister right over there. Oh, that's too bad, huh?
No, that's good. Now she's engaged to the Undertaker.
Oh, really?
No, Shapiro.
Now, cut that out! Here. I merely asked you how your folks are. You make a whole mishmash out of it.
Yes, and the people who tuned in late didn't mishmash.
Every time we come to New York, you...
Say, Mr. Benny, I'd like to have you meet a friend of mine.
Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello. Say, Mr. Benny, I'd like to have you meet a friend of mine.
How you feeling, kid?
Fine. Say, Mr. Benny, I'd like to have you meet a
You having a
friend
good
of mine.
time in New York?
I sure am. Me and this friend of mine went out all over town, and we had a lot of fun. I showed him how to jump over fire plugs, and he showed me how to hitch rides on the back of trolley cars.
I don't know where you pick up... Where is your friend?
Right out in the hall. I'll go and get him.
Dennis and his friend. Say, Mary.
Here he is, Mr. Benny. Isn't he cute?
Dennis, they found the other 499 monkeys. Take this one back to the pet shop. Imagine picking up... Quiet. Imagine picking up a monkey for a friend.
No wonder he was teaching Dennis how to hitch rides in the back of trolley cars.
I fell off twice.
What?
I couldn't hang by my tail.
Dennis, stop being ridiculous. Where'd you meet this monkey?
Well, I was walking along, and I saw him standing on the corner waiting for a light to change.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Mary, tonight after the show...
So I took him by the hand and helped him across the street.
All right. Mary, tonight after the show...
Then I started to sing, and before I knew it, we had $40 in nickels.
$40 a nickel?
Jack, stop shaking that monkey.
I'm just trying to take him out of the upper brackets. He is kind of cute. Come here, monkey. Coochie-coochie-coo. Coochie-coo. Oh, look, it jumped up on me.
Dennis, quick, get the monkey off Jack's shoulder.
No, he's all right.
Well, at least move his tail. You look like Jerry Colonna.
Jerry Colonna?
What's the matter? You crazy or something?
Dennis! Stop being silly. Now, take it easy, monkey. Just sit on my shoulder.
Hiya, folks. Harris is here. I couldn't get a room, so I slept last night with Grant in his tomb. Lay it on me. Make with that New York patty cake. Hey, Jackson, what's that thing you got on your shoulder?
Well, it's a monkey, a real live monkey. Come on, get down.
Well, what do you know? Where'd you get it, Jackson?
It isn't mine. Dennis picked it up last night. Isn't that silly?
I don't know. It looks better than what you picked up the night before.
Oh, yeah? She was a pretty classy dame.
Yeah. Say, were those her legs or were her stockings filled with walnuts?
Bill, one more crack like that and you're going back to California.
When's the train leaving?
I don't know. I'll call Truman and find out. So watch it.
Say, Phil, have you seen any shows since we got to town?
Yeah, Livy, I saw Are You With It?
Are You With It? That's a show that two of Jack's writers wrote.
I saw it 12 times.
12 times?
Jack's got the candy concession there.
Lemonade. Down to my last sugar stamp, too. Oh, well.
What other shows have you seen, Mr. Benny?
Call me mister.
I did.
Call me Mister is the name of a show.
What happened to Are You With It?
Nothing. Dennis, you're getting dumber every day. Take last week with the quiz kids. Such confidence. You came to me and said, don't worry, Mr. Benny. I'll pull you through to ultimate victory.
That's right, Dennis, and we ought to thank Mary. She's the one that pulled us through to ultimate.
Bill, that's ultimate victory. Ultimate is an adjective.
Why not?
Bill, if I thought for a minute that this monkey could lead an orchestra, I know who would go back to the pet shop. Now, come on, Dennis, let's have your song, will you? That was We'll Gather Lilac, sung by Dennis Day, accompanied by Phil Harris's orchestra, which was conducted by Dennis Day's friend who used his tail for a baton. And very good. And now, you're welcome. And now, folks...
If my mother knew I was doing this, she'd kill me.
I won't tell her, Bob. That's our producer. We made him a monkey for today. Very few producers can be monkeys, you know. And now, folks, for our feature attraction tonight. Take it, Mary. Here you are, boy. Here's a tip for you.
Oh, boy, a glass of lemonade.
You'll suffer. You wrote that joke yourself. I just happen to have one in my pocket, the lemonade. I'm going back to that. Who's the telegram from, Mary?
Fred Allen.
Fred Allen? What does it say?
Dear Jack, I am expecting you as a guest on my program next Sunday. I'm sure you'll be there, as I haven't had any luck all season.
Isn't that sarcastic?
Sounds like an adjective.
Dennis. But imagine the nerve of Allen after he came over to my hotel and pleaded with me, begged me, even offered me money to be a guest on his show. Then he sends a wire like this.
Jack, do you mean that Allen came to your hotel and begged you to be on his program?
Oh, Don, I don't even want to discuss it.
I'll tell you what happened, Don.
Mary, please.
I happened to be over at Jack's hotel, the Acme Plaza. 500 rooms, 3 baths.
Mary.
And I thought nylon lines were long.
Now, Mary.
When I got into the hotel lobby, the elevator wasn't working, so I had to walk down 4 flights of stairs to get to Jack's room.
Mary, they're not interested in this thing.
Anyway, I got through talking to Jack and was just about to leave. Jack, what'd you want me to come by your room for?
Well, you know we're going home next week, Mary, and I want to take something back for my girlfriend, Gladys Zabisco. What would you suggest?
Well, why don't you get her a nice beaver coat?
No. That's too expensive.
Well, how about a nice sealskin coat?
No, that's a little too expensive, too.
Why don't you just get her a rowboat and a harpoon and let her do her own shopping?
I did that once. She got seasick. I'll tell you what, Mary, just pick out anything you like. You'll know what to get. No jewelry or furs.
I know. Goodbye.
All right, so long. Be careful going up the stairs. Yeah, I hope Mary picks out something nice.
Oh, boss, I filled the tub for you.
Thanks, Rochester. Rochester, have you got everything ready for my bath?
Yes, sir. Towel, soap, talcum powder, bath mat, bath robe, bath salts, and your 2 little celluloid ducks.
Fine. And Rochester, I didn't think it was a bit funny last Saturday night when you put tacks in the bottom of the bathtub.
Those were bath salts. They hadn't disintegrated yet.
Disintegrated?
That's a verb.
Oh. Well, they were sharp as an adjective. Well, I think I'll go in for my bath now. See you later.
Doggone, this hotel room sure is a mess. That was some party the boss threw last night. Coca-Cola flew like wine. I've never seen the boss so merry. And when Mr. Benny got up and told that story about the octopus, I thought I wonder who that can be. Come in.
Hello, Rochester. Is Mr. Benny in?
Well, Mr. Allen. Come right in, Mr. Allen. Mr. Benny's taking a bath. He'll be out in a few minutes.
Well, I'll wait for him. How is Mr. Benny feeling, I hope?
Pretty good. That is considering the big party he threw last night.
Mr. Benny threw a party? Gad, the atomic bomb, and now this. What was Gromiko's reaction, Rochester? Tell me, was the party a success?
Yeah, what a soiree. There was sandwiches, music, and dancing.
Well, it's a soiree. That's a conjunction, isn't it? Well, it sounds as though everybody had a good time.
Yeah, Mr. Benny enjoyed himself so much he said next time he might invite girls.
Oh, it was a stag party.
Up until 11 o'clock, then the night maids came on.
Well, that's Benny, the chambermaid's pin-up boy. He's just as democratic as ever. Failure hasn't gone to his head, has it? Say, Rochester, will you tell Mr. Benny I'm here?
Yes, sir. Why don't you just sit down and make yourself comfortable? Here's one of Mr. Benny's favorite books, I Stand Condemned.
That's the story about the man who goes to the electric chair and leaves 3 lovely children, cream, cheese, and bagel. I hear Lindy selected it as the book of the month. They give you a smoked herring for a bookmark. With the quarter size, they give you an anchovy bookmark. Well, Rochester, I'm through ad-libbing. You can tell Mr. Benny to come out now.
Oh, he'll come out just as soon as he can think of something funny to say.
Well, I can't wait that long. Tell him to come out in pantomime, if you will.
Yes, sir. Oh, boss, you've got company.
Who is it?
You'll be sorry.
I'll be out in a minute. Rochester, what are you... Well, Fred Allen.
Hello, Jack.
I was just taking a bath.
Well, that's good, Jack. I think everyone should have a hobby.
Yes, you want to know something, Fred? Those pens do right underwater. I found that.
Boss, you better put your robe on. You'll catch cold with just that towel around you.
Oh, I'll be all right.
Gosh, Jack, you've gotten sort of fat, haven't you?
Don't be funny.
Your hips have jowls, I noticed.
But honestly, Fred, you haven't changed a bit. Same hair, same forehead, same eyebrows, same eyes. Fred, lift those bags a little. I want to see your cheeks.
Put on your red cap and lift them yourself.
I will not. Fred, what's the reason for this friendly visit?
Well, Jack, hang on to your towel. I've come to ask you to be a guest on my radio program.
Oh. Well, gee, Fred, I'd love to be a guest on your show, but I can't. I already have a date for Wednesday night.
For Wednesday night?
Yes.
For your information, Mr. B, I do my broadcast on Sunday night right after yours. And when the wind is from the opposite direction, I must say I don't mind it at all.
What did you say?
If you'll take that celluloid duck out of your ear, you'd hear me.
Oh. Well, Fred, give me the details about going on your program.
Well, Jack, I thought as long as you were here in town, you might like to appear on my show. Get in off of the street for a little while someday.
Well, listen, if you're going to ad-lib, do it on your own show where you need it.
You can use it, too, don't forget it. You could have used me 10 minutes ago. I was listening.
Really? If we keep on much longer, McCarthy will be on, make a monkey out of both of us. You know? That's 1/8, that is, you know?
Of course, about coming on the show, I'm willing to pay you.
Pay me?
Yes. Stop trembling and pick up your towel.
Oh. Well, look, Fred. Fred, as long as this is a business proposition, let's discuss it. Sit down. Here, have a cigarette.
Thank you. Have a tea bag.
Oh, boy, my favorite brand. Now, Fred, just what makes you think I'd consider appearing on your program?
Well, I saw your ad in the Hobo News.
My ad?
Yes, the ad that read, "Now in town, Jack Benny. Available for theatrical dates, guest star appearances, and for 2 shillings will meet English brides at the dock if husbands are detained. Must receive portal-to-portal pay.
Oh, that ad? That was just put in the papers as a gag by my press agent.
That gag killed him in Chicago and paid Mr. Benny's fare to New York.
Rochester, I didn't know you were still here.
In a one-room suite, where else could I be?
Well, Mr. Allen and I are having a private conversation. Now, Fred, let's get back to business.
Well, Jack, I'm stuck. I had another guest for next week, but she couldn't make it.
Who was this other guest?
The one
Said
and
he
only...
who still hasn't had a joke on the whole program.
You're reading the wrong lines, a straight line? My guest is the one and only Marcella Crudney.
Marcella Crudney?
Yes. You haven't heard of her? She's with the New York Yankees. You see, the Yankees have a pitcher whose specialty is the spitball. On hot summer days when the pitcher might run dry, Marcella stands by.
Oh, her!
Yes, her. But she was suspended for spraying an umpire. Marcella was at work, a zephyr came up, and need I say more? Anyway, Jack, when Marcella couldn't make it, I tried to get John Charles Fido, the singing dog. But he had laryngitis.
I see, so you finally got down to me.
Down is right. Why in the world did you ever take a hotel room that's so far underground as this?
Oh, Fred, my room isn't so far underground.
It isn't. I came into the lobby and got the bends. And then I kept walking downstairs until I was stopped by John L. Lewis. Mr. Lewis put a lamp on my head and said it's okay for 2 weeks.
Well, I'm glad he put the lamp on because that's the first bright thing to come from your head in years. That last crack was for Maria Cooper. Did you hear that, Maria? Good. And now, Fred, while we're discussing this, let's have a bite to eat. I'll call room service. Hello, room service, please. Yada-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum, da-dum, da-dee-da-dum. Hello, room service? Please send down 2 Acme Plaza special dinners. Right away, please. Thank you. Now, Fred, look, why can't I appear on your program this Sunday night instead of next?
Well, I'm sorry, Jack, but I have my guest star for this week. He's your band leader.
You mean Phil Harris, Shoe Fly Pie, and Apple Pan Rowdy?
Yes, you see, Jack, around this time of the year, Maestro Al Goodman begins to worry about his options. So I thought I'd bring Harris over tonight and give Mr. Goodman confidence.
I see, but I better warn you about rehearsing. Phil. He'll have to memorize his script.
You mean Mr. Harris can't read?
Only the labels on bottles. When he graduated from school, everybody else got diplomas. He got a sheepskin corkscrew.
Well, look, Jack...
Don't stop me, I'm rolling. Or I thought I was when we wrote it. Now, go ahead.
Rolling? How can a square roll?
Lucky for you, there's going to be a knock on the door, or I'd answer that. Thank you. Come in. Well, here's room service with our dinner. What's on the menu tonight?
Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Just the way you like it in the whole
Good old hot dog.
Yes, Coney Island crepe Suzette.
2 hot dogs, please.
Purple puppies coming up. Would you like them Senator Claghorn style?
Senator Claghorn style? What's that?
They keep repeating on you.
No, just give them to us plain. How much are they?
Well, now, this one is 10 cents, and this one is 8 cents.
Well, why is this one only 8 cents?
I already took a bite out of it.
And why didn't you finish it?
Taste it.
Never mind. Here's your money.
Thank you. Pickle in the middle and the mustard on top. Just the way you like it in the whole...
Well, Fred, here's your hot dog.
Thank you. It was nice of you to keep the 8-cent one for yourself. And thanks for the lemonade, too. Well, Jack, I've got to run along now. I'll see you on my program next Sunday.
Wait a minute. We haven't discussed money. How much are you going to pay me?
Well, now, let's see. The union scale for the average radio actor is $67.50.
What?
However, you're the star of your own radio program. That would bring it up to $69.75.
Now, look.
Of course, you're from California, and you're not as well known here in the East. That brings it down to $68.
Wait a minute. You've forgotten I'm in pictures.
Oh, yes. That brings it down to $47.60.
Now,
Now, Fred, we'll have to hire 3 people to start your applause.
I'll furnish them.
And the guy that yells, "You'll be sorry," gets $15.
Now,
you know.
Fred, I'm not going...
You better think fast, Benny. That singing dog just had pups, and I can get a quartet of Cocker Spaniels for nothing.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll be on your program next week.
Not so loud. I don't want to lose my listeners.
You lost the line already, so we don't lose your listeners. Why, you delicatessen Taranti, you've got less listeners than the Siamese twins with one of them out of town.
What are you talking about? I've got more listeners than you have hair in your bureau drawer.
Why, you nasal nitwit, I wouldn't work on your program if it was the last...
$25, take it or leave it.
What time is rehearsal?
2 o'clock Sunday, and goodbye.
What a cheap guy. Imagine chiseling me down like that. If it wasn't money, I'd refuse it.
Jack will be back in just a minute.
Hello?
Say, boss, will you need me during the evenings next week?
I don't think so. Why?
I got a chance to do a little extra work at the Zanzibar nightclub starting Tuesday.
Oh, the Zanzibar. You signed that contract, huh?
Uh-huh.
Did you speak to them like I told you to?
Yeah, but I'm sorry, boss. They want me to work alone.
Oh. Well, we'll be down to see you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good night, folks.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. Program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, since tonight is our last broadcast of the season, I would like to pay tribute to the star of our show. 15 years ago, a kind and gracious young man started his radio career at the tender age of 37.
I was awfully tender.
And tonight, 15 years later, he's still kind, still gracious, and still 37, and here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking, and Don, that was a very silly statement to make. If I was 37 and that was 15 years ago, today I'd be 49.
You mean 52?
I can get it wholesale. Anyway, for your information, Don, when I started in radio 15 years ago, I was 22.
What are you talking about? I knew you then, and you had gray hair.
Don, I was born with gray hair. I was worried about the doctor bill. I'm glad I didn't pay him slapping me when my back was turned. And Don, here's an amazing coincidence. If you read it in the story, you wouldn't believe it. After all these years, who do you think is sitting in the audience this very moment?
The doctor.
No, his lawyer. The case comes up in court Wednesday. Anyway, Don, since this is the last program of the year, I've got a surprise for you. I'm giving everybody a bonus. Here's a check for you.
Well, thanks, Jack.
I know it isn't much, but it'll help you get back to California.
This check will help me get back to California?
Turn it over, brother. There's a road map on the other side. I nearly killed that one good. My first good joke, what I did to that. And Don, never look a gift phone in the mouth. I want to say that right. Oh, hello.
Hello, Jack.
Hello. I figure it's the last program. Let's go nuts all together. Mary, I'm glad you came in. I was just telling Don that since this is the last program of the season, I'm giving everybody in the cast a bonus.
Oh, Jack, how can you afford it after that bonus you gave me last year?
What did he give you, Mary?
A dozen bobby pins.
You got 2 dozen.
That wasn't your fault. Phil Harris got a short haircut and had no use for them.
All right. But this year it's different. Now, here's your bonus, Mary. Take this and go out and buy yourself a new dress. Here.
Oh, boy, a do-bill at Klein's.
Yes, sir. I got that by mentioning them on the air.
When'd you do that?
Just now.
But, Jack, I was the one that mentioned Klein's.
Uh-oh, now they owe us another one.
Oh, wait a minute, Jack. Do you mean when you mention the name of a product, they give you one free?
Well, sometimes, Mary, but you have to do it cleverly.
Oh.
Which reminds me, Mary, on the way home, I'm going to stop at Plymouth Rock. Then I'm going to Pontiac, Michigan. And if I can afford it, I'll take you out some night and show you how a cat'll act.
Well, you certainly packered them all in.
Thanks, Mary. That was a Buick. Say, Mary, where are you going to spend your vacation this summer?
Inside of a Longines watch. I can go along with a plug.
Just be happy with your dress. But I'm not kidding, Mary. Where are you going to spend your vacation?
In Grand Central Station. I like peace and quiet.
That joke was written 3 o'clock yesterday. It's amazing what 24 hours can do to a gag, isn't it? Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello.
Dennis, since this is the last program of the season, I thought it would
How
be...
do you feel, Mr. Benny?
Fine. Dennis, since this is the last program of the season...
Are you having any fun, kid?
A little. Dennis, since this is the last program...
What day are you going home, Mr. Benny?
Wednesday. Dennis, since this is the last
How
program...
about a bonus?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm giving every member of my cast a bonus.
Oh, am I a member?
Certainly.
Is that why you make me pay dues?
That has nothing to do with it. That money I deduct from your salary I'm putting away for your nest egg.
My nest egg?
Yeah, Mother Hen Benny will keep it warm for you.
I don't have to worry about a nest egg, Mary. I'm expecting a call from my sponsor any minute to pick up my option. Believe me, this year I'm going to be even tougher to get than last year.
Yeah, you're really tough to get.
Well, I was.
Oh, sure. The sponsor laid the contract on the table, pointed to the dotted line, and you signed so fast you put half your name on his finger.
On his finger, some joke. Now, let's get on with
Say,
it.
Mr. Benny, how about my bonus?
Oh, yes, Oh, wait a minute. I just happened to think of it. I gave you your bonus yesterday.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
What'd you get, Dennis?
A dress at Klein's.
What?
With a peekaboo waist.
That's to take home to your mother. And another thing, kid, I got a surprise for you. I may be able to give you a car.
A car?
Yeah, a few minutes ago I mentioned the name of a lot of automobiles, the names, and naturally they'll all send me one.
Gee, that won't work, Mr. Benny. I tried it once. I mentioned mercury.
And what happened?
They sent me a thermometer.
Oh.
So I took my temperature. It was 106.
What?
Boy, was I burned up.
Dennis.
That's a joke, son.
I'm glad you told me. Now, come on, Dennis. Let's have a song, will you? Come on. They say it's wonderful from Annie Get Your Gun, sung by Dennis Day. Very good, kid, and I'm happy to know that you're going to be with me next season.
Mr. Benny, you tricked me into signing my contract.
Tricked you? Dennis, your new contract calls for $38 a week. And that's what I'm going to pay you, $38 a week. So how did I trick you?
When you held me upside down, it looked like 83.
Oh, stop.
Why, Jack, that's the silliest thing I ever heard of. If you wanted to trick Dennis, why didn't you hold the contract upside down?
With all the pages it had, Dennis was lighter.
So let's...
All right, folks, you can dry that clear, because Harris is sure to be back next year. I'll be here. Lay that applause on me. Lay it right on me. That's it. Thank you. Give me enough to run me through the summer, you know.
Hey, Phil, I heard that, and you don't have to worry about the summer. I'm giving you and every member of the cast a bonus.
Look, Jackson, I know all about your bonuses. If you really want to do something, just give me a little raise in salary.
A raise in salary. Phil, you're the only man in the country that can't strike because you know you're overpaid now. And you can take that miner's lamp off your head. You're not fooling anybody. If I gave you a raise, I know what you'd do with it.
Now, look, you're wrong this time, Jackson. I'm on the wagon.
You're on the wagon?
The trains weren't running. I had to get on something.
Oh.
Look, Jackson, I haven't had a drink since we've been in New York.
What are you talking about? I saw you in a bar last night. You ordered a double scotch.
That was to dip my tie in.
Dip your tie in?
I can quit drinking the stuff, but I'm not going to stop smelling it.
I should have known. When you get undressed at night, you hang your clothes in the closet, put your tie in the chandelier. Hey, Phil, let me look at that tie. Is it pure silk?
No, it's a blend.
Now cut that out! Imagine dipping your tie in scotch.
Yes, sir. I'm the only guy in town with a wet cravat. Oh, Harris, when you leave New York, they're going to hang all the comedians at half-mast.
The one they should hang, they won't. See, folks, now you know why I need a vacation. Oh, my goodness, I nearly forgot. Don, hand me that glass of water, please. I want to take this pill.
Oh, here you are.
Thanks.
Jack, what was that pill you just took?
Well, after our show tonight, I have to go over and appear on Fred Allen's program.
But what was the...
Benzedrine. I want to keep awake. You're better off asleep. I wouldn't have to look at those bags under his eyes. Allen's got the only face I ever saw with patch pockets.
Oh, Jack, you're just jealous of Fred because he's such a great ad-libber.
Oh, some great ad-libber. I can ad-lib better than Allen with one writer tied behind my back. Every week it's the same thing. Portland says, Mr. Allen, it's time to visit the alley. Shall we go? And then the genius answers.
Well, Portland, as one striptease dancer said to the other, let's take off.
And those people he meets down there, that Titus Moody.
Howdy, Bub.
Dennis. What people see in Allen, I don't know. He tries to read a script, the words get blocked by his nose, then they get kicked around by his tonsils, bounced off his adenoids, and because it comes out different than the way it's written, they say he ad-libs. Believe me, I'm better than he is. That's three betters. I'm 3 times as good. I can ad-lib.
Go on. You couldn't ad-lib a yawn after a gallon of Ovaltine.
I can, too. Say, Phil, you were on Allen's program last week, weren't you?
Yeah. And say, Jackson, you want to know something?
What?
Did you know that I found out something about Senator Claghorn?
Oh, what?
He's from the South.
No.
So help me, Petrillo.
Thanks for telling me, Phil. Now, come on, let's have a band now.
Okay. Let me tell you something. That's one on you, Jackson. This ain't even my band. These are New York boys.
Well, how'd you happen to pick them up?
Easy. I was just walking down the street and they followed my tie.
Oh.
Turn loose, Max. Not till after the show.
No matter where we go, Phil, you always get the same... I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
What is it, Rochester?
I got your trunk all packed and loaded on the mule.
Rochester, the railroad strike is over.
You got the mule before the strike was on.
Well, I'm taking the train. I'm kind of sorry you're not going back with me, but I'm glad you got that nice job at the Zanzibar Cafe.
Oh, thanks for letting me take it, boss. But ain't I the one that's supposed to get the 90%?
Yes, but I'm keeping it for you for a nest egg.
Well, push the hen off. I'm hungry.
It'll be safe for me, Rochester. Don't worry. And do a good job at the Zanzibar.
I will. And before I hang up, boss, I want to thank you and the cast for coming over Tuesday night. The audience sure laughed when you got up and told those jokes.
Yeah, and Rochester, I'll bet nobody there dreamed I'd get up and play the violin.
Obviously, the place was full.
I don't know about that. They liked it.
By the way, boss, how did you like that routine I did about you and Mr. Allen?
Well, I couldn't hear all of it. There was some guy under our table making a lot of noise.
Oh, him. That was the plumber Mr. Harris hired.
What?
He was laying a pipeline to the bar.
A pipeline?
Big inch, yeah.
Well, that was ridiculous. By the way, Rochester, why don't you sing that song, Accentuate the Positive? I always liked the way you did that.
I did sing it. You just didn't hear me. That was when you were arguing with the waiter about the check.
I wasn't arguing with him. He charged me too much for the beer, and I was just pointing out his mistake.
That was no mistake. In a nightclub, you don't get a nickel back on the bottle.
Clip joint. Anyway, Roger, you go on and have a good time here, and I'll see you when you get home. And by the way, I have a little bonus for you. I'll mail it to you.
Never mind. I'll go down to Klein's and pick it up myself.
All right, goodbye, Rochester, and good luck.
So long. Au revoir, that is.
Well, kids, in a few minutes, our last program will be over, and we probably won't be seeing much of each other until September. But here are your assignments for this week. On Wednesday night, you must listen to the radio because Dave Rose is going to conduct his Waukegan Concerto, which is written especially for me. And next Sunday at the same time, I want you to listen to the Frank Morgan Show, which is replacing us for the summer. It's going to be great. Frank has always done a swell job, and I know he's going to be back in fine form. And now, kids, before I kiss each one of you goodbye, I want to... Come in? Well, hello, Jack. Hello, Ed. Look, kids, it's Ed Sullivan. Ed, it was nice of you to drop in on my last program. You know the gang, Mary, Don, Dennis, and Phil.
Yes, Jack, I've met them all except Phil.
Yeah, we ain't never had the pleasure. Well, I'll remedy that. Phil, I'd like you to meet Ed Sullivan. Ed is the famous columnist.
Well, hello, Ed. When'd you leave Moscow?
I said columnist. My goodness. Tell me, Ed, what's the, him I'm going to have back next year, Phil. Ed, what's the occasion for this visit?
Well, Jack, I came over to present you with an award.
An award for me?
Mm-hmm, but first I'd like to get a little interview. See, our readers would like to know exactly what goes on behind the scenes in a radio show. You know, who are the people behind the performance?
Well, let's see. First, I must give credit to my writers. John Tackerberry, Milt Josephsberg, George Balzer, and Sam Perrin. I think they're four of the smartest, cleverest, funniest, and most intelligent writers in the business.
Well, Jack, it's very nice of you to say that about your boys.
They wrote the line. He had to say it.
Mary. But, Ed, you can take my word for it, they're very clever.
Oh, I know that, Jack, and I've heard a lot about them. Jack, isn't it true that Sam Perrin and George Balzer wrote the Broadway show Are You With It?
Yes, they did that with my permission.
And didn't John Tackerberry write that song, Pickle in the Middle?
Yes, he did that with my permission.
And isn't your other writer, Milt Josephsberg, expecting a baby soon?
Yes, he is. If Hilda is listening, we hope she feels all right.
Well, now, Jack, who are some of the other people who are important to your program?
Well, there's my special assignment man, Hilliard Marks, producer Bob Ballin, musical director Malin Merrick, secretary Jane Tucker and Bert Scott, and last but not least, Herman McShaughnessy.
Herman McShaughnessy? What does he do?
He explains Dick Tracy to Phil Harris. Now, on the acting side of the ledger, we have Mel Blanc, who plays the part of my French violin teacher, also my parent. Artie Auerbach, the hot dog salesman. Sarah Berner and Bea Benaderet, who play the telephone operators. Dick Lane, who plays the part of Steve Bradley, my press agent. Janine Roos, who played Phil Harris's little daughter. Frank Nelson, who always pops up on the show, looks at me and says, yes? And Joe Kearns, the keeper of my vault. Mr. and Mrs. Ronald Coleman, who really own this program, but let me guest star on it during the weeks they're off. My NBC engineers, George Foster and Charlie Buck. My sound men, Floyd Caton and Parker Cornell. And finally, Wilbur Klingenpeel.
Wilbur Klingenpeel?
He explains Dick Tracy to Herman McShaughnessy.
Well, Ed, I guess that takes care of them all.
Unless you want to mention the janitor who sweeps up after the show.
No, he left me and is now writing for Fred Allen. Now, Ed, how about...
Mr. Sullivan, would you mind putting something in your column for me?
Why, not at all, Dennis. I'll be glad to. What's the occasion?
My mother had a baby.
Well, that is news. When?
22 years ago.
Dennis.
That's his name.
Oh, stop it. Now, Ed, I don't want to appear anxious, but how about this award you're going to give me, huh?
Jack, let go of my lapel.
Oh, pardon me. I forgot myself.
What kind of an award is it, Ed?
Well, it's called the Ed Sullivan Award for Modern Screen Magazine, Mary, and it's being given to Jack Benny because of his outstanding radio programs during the past season.
Oh, Ed, that's such a thrill, really. I'm overwhelmed. I feel faint.
Quick, Phil, let him smell your tie.
And so, Jack, on behalf of Modern Screen Magazine, it gives me great pleasure to award you this gold plaque.
Gee, thanks.
Jack, stop biting it. It's gold.
Oh, but Ed, this is a Modern Screen Award, and I haven't made a picture in 2 years.
That had something to do with it, too.
Oh, I see.
You know, Mary, it's really a great thrill for me to give this award to Jack because he made his very first radio appearance on my program 15 years ago.
That's right, Mary.
Who sponsored that program?
Well, let's see, Geraldine Hair Tonic.
Jack made his debut on a hair tonic program?
On a hair tonic program?
On a hair tonic program?
What an opening for an actor who ain't worried about options.
Phil, one more word out of you, I'll light a match to your tie and blow you out of here. Now, quiet.
Well, I guess I'd better run along, Jack. How about another game of golf tomorrow?
Certainly, Ed, if you're not afraid that I'll beat you again like I did yesterday.
Wait a minute. Say, Ed, did Jack really beat you at golf?
Why do you think I had to give him this award?